farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer, Merce Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
Birds like tanagers are great at flying out of the way to miss your car. Deer and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Hey kids, it's never too early to start planning for your future. Did you know Masaba provides scholarships and tuition assistance? They are committed to your success, offering engineering, drafting, and welding opportunities, plus scholarships, job shadowing, and mentorship programs. Learn more at masabainc.com/careers. When I grow up, I want to work at Masaba.
Masaba Manufacturing. Unlock your future and rock with us.
Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. Their specialty, 6x6 front discharge mixer trucks that allows for better placement of concrete and ease of use. Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment offers the highest quality of concrete products and aggregate, and also a full-service dealer for Logon equipment featuring telehandlers, excavators, and ASV track skid loaders for purchase or rent. Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment, East Highway 50, Vermillion.
CoreCares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. CoreCares, proudly serving our community.
Jensen Kennels is your safe place to take your dog while you're away. They have over 7,000 square feet of indoor run space and outdoor play yards. They pride themselves in providing enrichment both mentally and physically for all types of dog. And speaking of size, Jensen Kennels can host any size of dog, from the smallest Boston Terrier to the largest Great Dane. To find out the full services Jensen Kennels offers, check out their website and Facebook pages. Next time you need your dog to stay in a safe, fun environment, make it Jensen's Kennels.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Winter inspection programs are starting now at all 9 of our Grosenberg Implement locations in South Dakota, Nebraska, and Wyoming. With harvest winding down, get your name on the list and have your equipment inspected and ready for next year. Put it on your John Deere multi-use account and get benefits of no payment, no interest programs for those that qualify. Then you can rest easy in 2025. Grosenberg Implement, where service is the other half of a great product. Go to grosenberg.com for complete details.
Do you have a
Welcome
pest
back
problem?
to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
It is the season opener, defending Class. It is the season opener, defending Class A champions. The Vermillion girls basketball team opens up their season this evening against the Canton Seahawks, a Region 4A opponent. Good evening, I'm Heath Nimke, and welcome to another season of Vermillion basketball on Live Ticket TV, your home for all things Vermillion, along with the new voice of the Vermillion Tanagers, Cole Larsch. I'm Heath Nimke, getting you set here on the pregame show before Cole gets you set for this evening's game against the Canton Seahawks. 9 months ago, this Vermillion Tanagers team was put in the most perfect situation. The chance to play for a title game against one of their arch rivals, the T-Area Titans, in what was a hard-fought battle throughout the entire state tournament. The Vermillion Tanagers were able to be victorious and bring home another state title to Vermillion and cementing themselves as one of the greatest teams when it comes to Vermillion girls basketball and putting John Brooks as one of the greatest head coaches for this Vermillion girls basketball season. That was all 9 months ago, and now we turn the book. We turn the chapter into this new season, and what does it bring us? A lot of familiar faces back from that state title, including the Big Three, if you will, their nicknames this year, including Roovers, Jensen, and Hansen, all back for this season, and they will provide a spark on offense and a lot of, well, if you will, news surrounding themselves. You have Roovers, one of the young best freshmen when it comes to the entire state of South Dakota for girls basketball. Casey Hansen announces her continue to play at Dordt next year on the college side, and also Brooke Jensen decommitted from Augustana and is now going to play D1 basketball for her hometown, the University of South Dakota, next year. But what does the rest of this team look like? There's already maybe some news that some fans haven't heard about. There was a big name last year that came in after her sophomore year. Josie Shaw was going to be a big piece to this team last year, but unfortunately tore her ACL. She was expected to be one of the big offensive outputs for this season. However, she will not be a part of this basketball team because, unfortunately, disaster has struck for Shaw once again this season. The first open gym, she retore her ACL. She will be unavailable for the entire season. So again, we go back to the question of the Big Three, and then from there, where do they fill in offensively and defensively for this Vermillion Tanagers team? The quick answer that we have right away for you will be Wallen and Haverson. Get ready for those two names this season, as those will be the other two starters. And then we look to the bench. A couple names stick out, but we'll be developing the bench this season for the Vermillion Tanagers. That will be one big key thing for this team. Also, getting ready for this season, one other big conversation point that we need to address is what this season is going to look like for the Vermillion Tanagers. In years past, we have always heard about how tough this region is. And if you missed all the information that happened this past season, there was a shuffle within the regions. In fact, with T-Area moving up, we saw a lot of reshuffling of a couple other teams also went down into Class B. And now we're getting more into a system of only having 7 teams within a region, which makes sense, all right? So then we have Beersford, Canton, Dakota Valley, Elk Point, Jefferson, Lenox, Parker in Vermillion. And again, T area just moves out because they went to AA. Wrong. That is not how this region looks. Big headlines this offseason when Parker left the region to move over to Region 5. Why? We still don't understand, because for distance-wise, it doesn't make sense for the Pheasants, which then left the Region 4 with just 6 teams. Someone had to fill in that spot. Who could it possibly be? Well, maybe one of the best teams, if not the best team, when it comes to Class A. Sioux Falls Christian welcomed themselves into Region 4. So, quickly recap what we're seeing this year in the region. Beersford, Canton, Dakota Valley, Oak Point, Jefferson, Lenox, Sioux Falls Christian, and Vermillion. And no offense to Beersford and Canton, but Dakota Valley returns a lot of their stars. In fact, 4 other 5 stars returned from a year ago. You're going to hear John Brooks mention something about EPJ and maybe the best starting 5 of any team in Class 11A. You have Lenox, who's been dominant for the past couple of years. Can't forget about Vermillion, and then Sioux Falls Christian. We know so much about the Chargers, how they're always one of the top teams in Class A, and oh, by the way, they're going to be one of the top teams once again this season. So just looking at the quick picture, we could see the top 5 teams at any moment this season all come from the same region. And by the way, in all this reshuffling, nothing changes about the postseason, fans. We have to get out of the region. So when you talk about maybe the 5 best teams in one region, only 2 of those teams can make it to the SODAC 16, and then if you win the SODAC 16, you make it to the state tournament. So, quick, what I'm trying to ultimately say is this Vermillion team that won a state title a year ago is going to have a very hard time of getting out of Region 4A just because of how stacked it is, and a lot of the great teams coming up this season for the Vermillion Tanagers. It's going to be an exciting season. It's going to be a stressful season. It certainly is going to have a lot of highs. It will have a few lows without, but it's going to be an interesting ride nonetheless. Again, this is the season opener for the Vermillion girls. The boys do not quite open up their season yet. They are still kind of behind on their break, and that's how it has always been each and every season. We never start ourselves off with a doubleheader. In fact, the boys don't open up their season until coming up this Friday, when we will get into the boys game. That actually the girls will also have a game, but in 2 different locations. It will not be a doubleheader. And also, with all the excitement and moving on that is going on, you maybe heard me allude to something earlier in this pregame show. I will be helping out on pregame shows. I will be helping out on broadcast as well, but I will not be the main featured voice of the Vermillion Tanagers for this basketball season, as Cole Larsch is going to take over that role. Just an exciting time for him to continue to develop his skills, which, of course, we know how great Cole Larsch has been over the past 3 years with myself, helping him develop and just, like I said, getting even more chances with the University of South Dakota. It's time for that young man to step into more of the main role, and looking forward to Cole Larsch calling a lot of girls basketball games, boys basketball games this season as well, and helping him throughout the broadcast. But for now, I have the pregame show, and it is going to be a jam-packed pregame show. As before we get into what's coming up next, let's quickly break down the Canton Seahawks. This is the season opener for a majority of teams across Class A4 tonight, as no team has officially gotten their season, in fact, underway yet in Class A. And again, we do have some games that are going on for today, so look forward to a lot of the exciting action that is going on, including also Hot Springs and Hill City. Those are actually the only 2 games, I should say, that are going on before a majority of everybody else opens up their season coming up tomorrow night for Tuesday, December 7th. But look forward to an exciting season right here on Live Ticket TV. So, that being said, what's coming up next here on the pregame shows, we're going to step aside. When we come back, we're going to sit down with head coach John Brooks, talk more about the season, where his group is at, and how they get ready for a tough Canton Seahawks team, and again, what the expectations are for this season. We will also revisit what happened 9 months ago in winning that state title, and how they have to still enjoy the memories of that state tournament, but how they have to now officially move on and get ready for this season. That is all coming up here on the pregame show on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV.
Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Insurance rates are on the rise, and now more than ever, every penny counts. With me, John Brooks at DFS Insurance, we can look over your coverages and find the right insurance carrier to help you keep your costs down. At DFS Insurance, I'm an independent agent, which allows me to offer a variety of different carriers to fit your needs. When you're ready for your free, no obligation quote, give me a call, and we'll get you on the path to the best and most affordable insurance you need with Dakota Financial Services.
Welcome to Dakota PC Warehouse, where our staff aren't just friendly, we're certified nerds with a side of tech genius. Prepare to be awed as we unleash a barrage of geeky charm and unbeatable deals on PCs and HD TVs. And our tech gurus, armed with determination and a questionable assortment of snacks, can fix just about anything. We love technology and making it work for you. Dakota PC Warehouse, because being a nerd is our superpower.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
What's your big picture?
To keep the farm in the family.
To pay off the loan.
To start my own operation.
To drive Grandpa's combine. Right, Grandpa?
If owning a successful operation is in your big picture, First Bank & Trust has ag experts to help you plan for the future.
To diversify.
To teach her how to drive a combine.
Find out how First Bank & Trust makes managing your farm easier at bankeasy.com.
Life can get pretty busy out there. Daily commutes, carpooling, and then there's that weekend getaway. Cenex is here to keep your vehicle fueled up for those long drives, your pantry stocked for those snack cravings, and the propane grill ready whenever you are. Things can move fast, but with your local Cenex, you can rest assured that everything on your list will get a checkmark, all in a day's work, powered locally at Cenex.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Aberdeen is the place to stay for business or the weekend family getaway. You'll feel right at home with ample parking, spacious guest rooms, and complimentary breakfast. And with a convenient location, you'll have easy access to local attractions and events in the area. While staying at the Best Western Ramkota, guests can enjoy an indoor water play land, an on-site Minerva's restaurant, exercise facility, wedding services, and a business center. For friendly service and a great stay, make your reservation today.
Farming today requires constant adjustment, innovation, and the right seed, and you'll find that with Pioneer Seed at Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion. With the most advanced technologies and local experts, Dakota Seed and Service share in your hard work on the farm, adapting to an ever-changing industry. When you need the right seed, protection, and service, make it Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion. There's no better organization that gives back to the student athletes than the Booster Club. The Vermillion Booster Club is committed to helping all student athletes grow. Join the Tanager faithful today by becoming a member at GoTanagers.com. While you're there, check out team apparel for your favorite sports team. Like them on Facebook to stay up to date on all the latest information and sports games. Join the Vermillion Boosters today and go Tanagers.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
When it comes to advertising, reaching the right market while giving back to the school is just plain right. If you're looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Heath Nimke today and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Well, good evening and welcome inside the warm and cozy birdcage for tonight's season opener between the defending champions and number 1 seed, according to the media, the Vermillion Tanagers, and the visiting Region 4A and DAC 12 foe, the Canton Seahawks. Thanks for tuning in. Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV. I'm Cole Larsch, alongside me, Spencer Buley, as the JV game is just finishing up. The Canton Seahawks with the 48-21 lead with 3 minutes-ish to go in this contest. Again, we welcome you inside the birdcage. It might be 31 and windy outside, but it is 7 degrees and nice and cozy up here where we sit right near the weight room as we get you set for tonight's game, of course, between Vermillion and Canton. Both these teams very familiar with each other. And as Spencer was kind of Googling right before the game, Vermillion really dominated this matchup in recent years. In fact, I believe, 2010, 2011 was the last time?
Yep, 2010-2011 season was the last time that Canton, according to Max Preps, I'll throw that out there, according to Max Preps, 2010-2011 season was the last time that Canton beat Vermillion. It was 41-38. The Seahawks were able to pick up the win over the Tanagers.
Low-scoring affair, and that may or may not be what we see here inside the birdcage for the first game of the afternoon, or the first game of the season, I should say, as we welcome you up into our broadcast booth. Of course, we have the broadcast camera. Well, I'm Cole Larsch, alongside me, Spencer Buley. We had it a couple times last year and finally decided to bring it back this year. As again, JV game just wrapping up. We've got about 3 minutes left to go. Of course, on the way next, we've got the John Brooks pregame interview. Heath Nimke will go through everything with him, including last season, this season, and I'm sure there's going to be a couple NFL questions in there as well. We look at the Canton Seahawks last season. They finished 11-10 overall. They finished the season 11-9 in the regular season. They lost to Elk Point Jefferson 42-37 in the first round of the regions. They averaged just over 48 points a game, and they averaged giving up just over 46, so a positive point differential there, and it landed them just above 500. They also graduated 3 seniors on their end, but brought back a couple of really good players, including the senior guard number 2, Bryn Oakland. We're going to see her a lot tonight on the point guards side of things, really getting the offense going. A really good shooter, again, the 5'6" guard number 14, Avela Jacks, also a captain for this squad. And, of course, big man in the middle. Give the ball to the big man. It's Jenna Vanderweerd underneath the 6'2" center, wearing number 44, head coach Andrew Stephenson. They're going to come in maybe a little bit of chip on their shoulder, like you said, Spencer. It's been a while since the last time they beat the Tanagers, let alone here in the Birdcage.
Yeah, and I think tonight's a great opportunity to do it. You know, you mentioned the chip on the shoulder. Haven't beat them in a while, but you're coming in facing the defending state champions. You know, what better way to open your season than with a matchup like that? The adrenaline's going to be rolling. I think the Canton's in a pretty good spot. You know, they had a decent season last year, maybe not the outcome that they wanted towards the end, losing fairly early in region. But overall, great chance to make a statement here tonight and open the season on the right note.
Now, again, as we mentioned a little bit earlier in the pregame show, number 1 seed Vermillion Tanagers. We will get to the full media polls in just a second, but let's turn it over to the Vermillion Tanagers. They returned quite a few players. Again, last season, 22-4, ended up state champions as they defeated T 60-54 in the Swift Health Center up in Brookings. I was up there in attendance. It was a glorified cow showing barn, but we made it work as Frost Arena was under construction. Last season, 55.5 points per game, 39.5 points allowed per game. Graduated 5 key seniors last year, did the Vermillion Tanagers, but they brought back quite a few players as well. Casey Hansen, Taylor Roovers, Brooke Jensen, Julie Shaw might be coming back from injury soon. We might see her a couple times. This Tanager squad, obviously they're going to be hungry for another state championship, but they've got a lot of competition up ahead of them.
Yeah, and I think tonight is a night where you're going to have a lot of eyes across the state honing in on this matchup, because I think a lot of people, you know, you mentioned 5 key seniors being graduated. I think a lot of people in the state of South Dakota are wondering what kind of team is Vermillion going to be this year. Are we going to see, you know, a state championship contender, or is it going to be kind of a fall-off year? I think it's going to be crucial for them, especially in these early matchups, to get rolling, rely on the returning seniors, rely on Taylor Roovers, Brooke Jensen, Casey Hansen. Those are going to be your big 3. But I think tonight's a big night as far as making a statement for how this season's going to look.
Like you said, a lot of eyes on them. Again, Vermillion, number 1 in the media poll. Also, we're going to see some faces, like you said, we didn't really see last year. Casey Hansen, she was injured with her knee a majority of the season. Julie Shaw, we did not see her at all last season. She actually just re-injured that knee, so we'll see if she comes in here tonight. And then, of course, we've got the University of South Dakota commit, Brooke Jensen, staying home, coming to USD. Going to need a big season out of her, again, like you said, and like Heath said in the pregame as our JV game just finished up. It was 54-23 was the final. Vermillion hit a buzzer beater at the end. And again, 52-23 as they just adjust the scoreboard up in front of me. But like you said, Vermillion Tanagers, target on their back. State champs 22-4 with the increased competition in their region. As we look at what the region realignment did, again, Region 4A, obviously very tough historically no matter what year it is. This year, Parker goes out, Sioux Falls Christian comes in, and T goes out, so pretty balanced in and out. Now here's how your region sits right now, as Heath Nimke alluded to this a little bit earlier in the pregame show. Beersford, Canton, Dakota Valley, Elk Point, Jefferson, Lennox, Sioux Falls Christian, and Vermillion. You might as well call it the DAC 12 region. I mean, there's 5 or 6 teams here that can really realistically compete for a state tournament this year.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it, the DAC 12 region essentially, and the DAC 12 is already such a competitive conference. To now add in the new region alignments. I mean, there is no easy sledding in this region in the DAC-12, and Vermillion is going to have their work cut out of them. All these teams from this region will have their work cut out for them if they want to look at a state championship appearance.
And again, reminder, all these teams will play each other this season, so a lot on the line every single time you meet, not only the DAC-12 conference standings, but also the region standings. And if you get a big win here in this region, you're going to get a lot of seed points here in Region 4A. Now we'll switch gears a little bit as the first the first South Dakota Prep media poll just came out 1 hour and 30 minutes ago at 5 o'clock. Let's run down the entire one. We'll save the girls A for last. In the boys, Class AA, Mitchell, the reigning champs, they are unanimous at number 1, 13 first-place votes. Washington second, Lincoln third, Huron fourth, O'Gorman fifth. Brandon Valley, Harrisburg, Roosevelt, and Jefferson were receiving votes. Harrisburg, in technically seventh according to the media poll, they received a first-place vote. Somebody has a lot of faith in them. Want to hear a dark horse for this season, Spencer Buley, the Huron Tigers. Watch out for them. I don't know if they've quite got it enough to try and beat Mitchell, but they're going to give Mitchell a run for their money in boys AA. All right, you writing this down? Ready? Class A boys. Sioux Falls Christian again now out of Region 4A. They are number 1 with 8 first-place votes. Hamlin in second with 6. Dakota Valley third. Rapid City Christian fourth. Pine Ridge fifth. Your receiving votes list: Lennox, Sioux Valley, Del Rapids, Vermillion, and St. Thomas More. All receiving votes. A lot of West River presence in this media poll, something we do not really see when it comes to these media polls very often. But Rapid City Christian and Pine Ridge, very talented teams. Vermillion and Pine Ridge will actually play the 4th of January up in Hurley for the Midwest Miracles Classic. So be sure to stay tuned to that. Big announcement based on that coming up soon. We move to boys Class B. Castlewood receives 8 first-place votes. They're in first. Viborg Hurley in second with 5 first-place votes. Gregory third. Del Rapids St. Mary 4. Weston and Springs 5. Howard, DeSmet, Aberdeen Christian, and Leola Frederick area all receiving first-place votes. Again, DeSmet, they also got a first-place vote as well. As we move on to the girls' side of things, Class AA. Now, this is going to be one of the weirdest polls that you're going to see in girls AA. O'Gorman is number 1. They received 3 first-place votes. All right, remember, there's 14 voters. Brandon Valley is in second. They received 9 first-place votes. Again, they're in second. Washington third. Stevens 4. Jefferson is in fifth with 2 first-place votes. Harrisburg, Pierre, and Spearfish are now receiving votes as the pregame clock has started. One thing you're going to see, maybe a little new addition to the rules or a point of emphasis this season. We do not add extra time for pregame warm-ups. It is 15 minutes, and as soon as both teams are out there, we are going. New point of emphasis from the NFHS this season. Down in Class B girls, Centerville, the unanimous number 1, Ethan number 2, Sanborn Central 3, Parkston 4, and Lyman 5. Arlington, Gave-Avalon, ACDC, and Warner all receiving votes. And now we move to the girls' Class A poll. The Vermillion Tanagers, not quite unanimous, but they receive 11 out of 14 first-place votes. They're in first. Sioux Falls Christian 2, Hamlin 3, Wagner 4, Macpia Luta in 5th, Sisseton, Lennox, Mount Vernon Plankton, and Dakota Valley all receiving votes. So based on my rough calculations here, Spencer, 1, 2, 3, 4 teams in the top, technically 9, voted in the top 9 are from not only the DAC-12, but also now Region 4A. Like you said earlier, it's going to be tough sledding for the Vermillion Tanagers.
Yeah, and, I think one of the big components as to why they were voted number 1 is Brooke Jensen. We talked about it, but I think her kind of flipping her commitment to USD, it's a big deal. It's no longer, looking at, what was it, Augustana, I believe?
Yep, it was Augustana, yep.
Her previous commitment. Had some offers from across the Dakotas. I believe she was offered by North Dakota as well. But committing to USD, that's a big deal, especially, it's a flagship university of the state. Historically, a pretty solid basketball program. I think there's a lot riding on her performance for Vermillion. And, again, it comes back to tonight being a little bit of a statement for this Vermillion Tanagers team. I'm not really sure. I'm sure that they do know that they have been voted number one. But you wonder, if they were eyeing that as well. Hard to say if they even know if they're number one or not. But either way, got to give it all out there tonight.
Spencer, you hit the nail on the head as we get you started for Vermillion and Canton, the girls basketball season opener. Again, there has been 2 games played in Class A, so if you heard Heath Nimke say that nobody has opened their season, unfortunately he was incorrect. There have been 2 games played back on Thursday. There's just 2 Class A games tonight, and the rest of the state kicks off tomorrow night as Vermillion and Canton trying to kick things off. Vermillion hoping to start their season with a win again last season, 22-4, defending state champs. That does it on the pregame for myself and Spencer Buley. We're going to turn it over to Heath Nimke, who talked earlier with head coach John Brooks of the Vermillion Tanagers girls team.
Back at the Birdcage as we get you set here on the Vermillion Tanager Girls pregame show. I'm Heath Nimke. It's time to get into our coaches interview 9 months ago, crowning themselves the champions of Class A in the state of South Dakota. The Vermillion Tanager girls basketball team is back for another season as they open up tonight here in the Birdcage against the Canton Seahawks. There is a lot of hype surrounding this team once again this year, and can they make it back-to-back title defenses? But as we're about to find out with Coach John Brooks, it's not necessarily the case, especially as we heard earlier in the pregame show, or if you missed out on what we talked about earlier, this region has gotten so much tougher, not just with the good teams already within this region, but we did see T area move out of the region to join AA, but replacing them was Sioux Falls Christian, and or you can say Sioux Falls Christian actually replaced the Parker Pheasants, who are also now out of Region 4 as they have moved over in the shuffle of the different regions they put together for the season this year. So it's going to be extremely tough not only to get out of Region 4A, but also how does this team come together, as it did lose some key pieces, including the Cleveland Twins from a year ago. How do you replace their offensive production and also their defensive production that they both came in with a lot of talent from a year ago? So ultimately, what are the expectations for this team and how do they get ready for the season opener? To talk more about the team and get ready for this season, here he is, and as we'll join him all season long on the pregame show, it's head coach of the Vermillion Tanagers, John Brooks. Coach Brooks, we get set for another season. I know you've been asked this question a whole bunch, but I want to ask one final time, and then we're going to be over it. We're going to move on, but go back to where we were at last year. Crown yourself the title, the champions of Class A. You beat a wonderful T-Area Titans team, a region opponent, a DAC 12 team, but you finally put your name, John Brooks, and that basketball team as one of the greatest teams, one of the greatest coaches of Vermillion High School. How often do you still think about where you were 9 months ago, the accomplishments you had with those girls, and how special of a team that was?
Yeah, I mean, you hit it kind of right on the head. It was just a special group, a group of, we've even talked to our group a little bit about this year. Not only were, we had talented kids. You're not going to win without talent. But the thing that sticks out to me about last year's group is just their team chemistry and how much they loved playing together, how unselfish they were. And that's ultimately made us just a great, great team. And, it's hard to move on from those moments, but it's time, and that's kind of the message to our girls. It's a new year. It's new kids. Every team lost seniors. We're one of them. In 10 to 15 years, we can go back and we can all get together and celebrate that state championship. But we're moving on to the next season. It's time, game 1 here tonight with Canton, and we're excited for this year and this group of kids.
Well, let's talk about this year, because I know according to the media, there is a lot of expectations put back on this Vermillion team because they see the big highlights. Roofers, one of the best underclassmen that the state has seen in quite some time, is back as a freshman. She's going to dominate again. You have Casey Hansen, who's going to be healthy for this year. All of a sudden, you see Brooke Jensen making big news as she commits to the University of South Dakota as a D1 athlete. I mean, you look at those three right there and you say, this is going to be another great team. They're going to compete for a state title. But it might not be that situation. With this team, there might be a lot of growing pains because you did lose a lot of great talent from last year. What are the expectations for this year's group?
Yeah, I think you hit it there again. We have three really, really talented veteran players back, and I know I called Taylor Rivers a veteran, but in our mind she is. I mean, she's just so seasoned already as a freshman. And with Taylor, Brooke, and Casey, any team in the state would love to start with three kids like that. So we'll lean on those kids big here in the early part of the season to really lead us, and they should be plenty comfortable playing in any situation. And then, we got to start filling in the pieces and getting our roles figured out from there. And Madigan Wallen and Maya Halverson, two seniors that have put their time in, have been very successful in other sports at the varsity level, have come through led our JV team last year. Those two seniors are ready to go. So they'll fill out our starting five, and we're really excited to have those two and what they bring to our team. And kind of looking to Amara Thomas off the bench, Lexi Hansen as a freshman off the bench, and then any other kids that are just kind of in the mix, we'll have to figure it out as we go. But this group's going to have to learn how to play together. We got 5 games before the holiday break to kind of figure things out, and we'll go from there.
Well, you talk about figuring things out with this group, but another big thing that we look at when it comes to the state of South Dakota, and more specifically this region, and we're going to find out here very quickly what the media has to think, but it seems like all eyes are pointing towards 4 of the 7 teams within this region have a good opportunity at going very far, always being ranked at the top. And that includes now Sioux Falls Christian. Welcome to the party after we got rid of T-Area Titans. How difficult is it going to be to get out of this region this year?
Yeah, it's kind of an unfortunate situation, I think, for everybody. I truly believe we have 5 teams in our region that could all compete for a state title this year. And, I think even numbers 6 and 7 in our region you put them in some other regions, are top 2 to 3 teams. And there's just not a bad team in our region. And and then we're very, very talented teams as well that, like I said, are going into the year and they got state title hopes. And at the end of the day, only 2 of us are getting out of this region. So that makes it very, very difficult. I don't really think at the end of the day, I don't think seeding is going to matter a whole lot in our region this year because whoever you're playing, you're gonna have a very difficult game no matter what. So luckily that's a long ways away from now, and we're going to test ourselves with our schedule over the year. That is something that I do know this might be our toughest schedule we've ever played, which is crazy to think about because our last couple of years our schedule's been brutal. But we're in a ton of classics again. We picked up Yankton and Mitchell in as well. So our only goal this year is to get as difficult as games as we can get in, get ourselves completely prepared. So when that region time rolls around, no matter who we're playing, we feel like we have a shot.
So you're saying you want to be that team, or you're okay being that team like, hey, we're looking at the end of the season, we're 14-6, but we tested ourselves. We have faced the toughest of teams. We're not having this cupcake schedule that we put ourselves at 18-2, at 19-1, but maybe we didn't play the toughest teams besides our regions. You're comfortable with playing in those classics, playing those AA teams, Mitchell, Yankton that you mentioned.
Yeah, and that's something we've talked about as a coaching staff is we want to see struggle throughout the regular season. We want to see adversity. If we end up 14-6 instead of 18-2 because of this and that, but we feel like we are completely battle tested and ready, we'll take that. Because at the end of the day, in our region, with as many good teams as there are, if you're the 1 seed or the 4 seed, it doesn't really matter. You're playing a really, really talented team no matter what. And so we might as well, if we got to take some lumps, let's take some lumps. But man, let's battle some adversity during the regular season. So when we roll around to region time, there's no surprises. We know exactly who we are and who we can compete with.
Well, speaking of the regions, how about, as you already mentioned, we're focused on Canton. It's game number 1 of the season. You do open up against the Canton Seahawks. What can you tell us about the Seahawks, and is this a good opening matchup that you like to see for your squad?
Canton's had a really good team the last couple of years, and obviously they're in our region, very difficult region, just haven't been able to get out. But I really think that, like I said, they're in some other regions. They're probably getting out to the SODAC 16 the last couple of years. So they lost some starters like we did off last year's team. Bring back some good talent as well. They're in Bryn Oakland, their starting point guard, 3-year starting point guard for them. Very, very talented. Van de Weert inside. I told our girls I think she's the best back to the basket post in our conference. Averaged a double-double in conference play last year. She's very, very talented in the post for them. And then they'll kind of be looking at, the Jacks girl that came off the bench for them last year and some other kids to fill in the pieces. But it's a conference opponent, a region opponent, big game right off the bat.
Offensively for your group, how does this look? Is this a team that really wants to go inside this year for Coach Brooks, use the size advantage that you'll see Brooke Jensen have? Or is this kind of get back to more traditional that we see kick and shoot with the talent from the outside, especially with a healthy Casey Hansen back for your group?
Yeah, we've gone through some different things offensively that we're going to try this year with this group that we think can be successful. The one nice thing is we do feel like we have some good size. Even our guards, Madigan, Casey, those kids are all 5'8", and we bring in Maya Halverson, 6 foot, Brooks 6'1", Amara off the bench 5'10", Lexi Hansen off the bench 5'10". So we have some good size, some good length. So looking at matchups, looking at possible things that we can take advantage in the post is always something we want to do, and something that we'll continue to do this year. But we also feel like we have some really good perimeter shooting. And so we're really looking for that balance offensively again.
Defensively, we saw the feisty Janaea Cleveland that was always leading the press, always causing the other offense troubles of bringing it into the front court. Is that now gone for your group, or do we continue to see the press with this Tanager team? It just looks different without the Cleveland Twins.
We'll do some different things to try to pick up our pressure, and our zone press that we've run in the past might be a good look for us with just the length that we have and the size. And what I also think Taylor Rubers is a very, everybody sees her talent on the offensive end, but she's a very underrated defensive player. I think she's as good as it gets when it comes to on-ball defense. So she'll be able to pick up and bother the other team's point guard, kind of set the tone for us defensively. Then we got to use our size and our length to our advantage in the half court there once we, sit down and play half court defense.
Coach, before I let you go, the grind is back. We get ready for another season of high school basketball. Are you ready?
Yeah, it feels like it came a little quicker this year because I think last year lingered on for a while. Obviously, after the state championship, we had a lot of things going on and whatnot. So it feels like it all of a sudden it's here. But man, our kids have been working really hard the last couple of weeks in practice. I know that they're ready for a game, so we're excited, and we're excited to play at home for their first night. Let's get it going.
Once again, that is head coach John Brooks here on the pregame show. Big thank you to John Brooks, as always, for catching up with us before these games to do an interview and talk about his squad this season. And he kind of alluded to it, and we're going to talk a whole lot more in depth throughout the rest of the season about it. You can see the Vermillion Tanagers already, according to the media polls that were just released a few hours ago, already receiving attention to be within the top 5. Some people thinking they are one of the top teams within Class A, but it's not going to be that way, or it will be that way this year, but it's going to be a struggle, I should say, for this team. John Brooks mentioned it, not only the teams within the region, but also all the different tournaments that this team is going to be playing in, the competition that they are going to be facing certainly will provide their struggles, their adversity for this season. And it's a good way to test their skills, this Tanager team tonight, as they open up with a region opponent, the Canton Seahawks, as tip-off is coming up here in just a little bit. Again, I'm Heath Nimke, and that will actually now conclude my evening here on the pregame show. I'm actually going to step aside for tonight, and taking over from here will be the new voice of the Vermillion Tanagers. Cole Larsch will have you covered for tonight's game between the Vermillion Tanagers and the Canton Seahawks. As I said, I'm Heath Nimke. Cole Larsch is on the way next here on Vermillion Tanagers Live.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer, Merce Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
Birds like tanagers are great at flying out of the way to miss your car. Deer and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
And we welcome you back inside the birdcage here in Vermillion, South Dakota for tonight's DAC 12 Region 4A clash between the defending champions and number 1 seed according to the media poll, the Vermillion Tanagers, and the visiting DAC 12 and Region 4A foe, the Canton Seahawks. Let's get you the starting lineups. First for the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Canton Seahawks. Starting at guard, a 5'8 senior, number 2, Bryn Oakland. Starting at guard, a 5'9 freshman, number 13, Jordan Reed. Starting at guard, a 5'6 senior, number 14, Avela Jocks. A guard, a 5'7 sophomore, number 22, Cameron Skiles. At center, a 6'2 senior, number 44, Jenna Vandeweerd. The assistant coaches for the Canton Seahawks are Rich Lundstrom, Brad Bike, and Alana DeYoung. The head coach is Andrew Stephenson. Again, last season, they went 11-10. They lost to Elk Point and Jefferson 42-37 to end their season. And now the starting lineups for the defending champions, the Vermillion Tanagers in their home white. Starting at guard, a 5'8 senior, number 1, Casey Hansen. Starting at guard, a 6' senior, number 5, Maya Halverson. Starting at guard, a 5'5 freshman, the Mighty Mouse, number 10, Taylor Roovers. At guard, a 5'8 senior, number 12, Madigan Wallen. And at guard, a 6'1 senior, the USD commit, number 33, Brooke Jensen. Doug Hansen, Carrie Jensen, and Kelly Knutson are the assistant coaches, and the head coach is John Brooks. Again, welcome into the birdcage here in Vermillion as we're getting you set. I'm Cole Larsch alongside me, Spencer Buley, your new voices for Vermillion Tanager basketball. Not only this game, but for a majority of this season. I know there's a couple games that Spencer's back down in Tejas for his Christmas break, but I'll be here, whether you like me or not, all the season long. Defending champs and Region 4A foe. They are set to tip. Canton in the away blue uniforms, letters and numbers in white with gold trim. Vermillion Tanagers in the home white uniforms, letters and numbers in red and black trim. Canton wins the tip. Jax has it top of the key, kicks over left to Skiles. Skiles now a dribble handoff. They're going to get it in the corner. Looking inside for Vandeweerd, blocked away by Brooke Jensen, but the rebound is controlled by Skiles. Back out. Right wing, three-pointer's good for Jordan Reed. And the Canton Seahawks take the quick 3-0 lead.
Yeah, great shot there by Reed. I think that one of the matchups we need to keep an eye on here, obviously Brooke Jensen, Jenna Vandeweerd underneath. We already saw Canton trying to feed her, but Jensen with a block there early, establishing that presence down low on the defensive end.
A quick tip out of bounds. Vermillion has it again going right to left on your screen. Canton in a 2-3 zone. Spencer, you can study for your coaching basketball test on how to attack a 2-3 zone here today. Hansen thought about the three, didn't take it. Now over to Halverson. Down low, back out Roovers. Top of the wing three, just off the mark left, no good. And the rebound is controlled by Jenna Vanderweerd, and now Canton wants to push up the right side. It's Reed, crosses over left. Inside, now kicks back out. Brain Oakland for three. That one's just off back iron, no. And rebound all the way out to Casey Hansen again, 3-0 Canton early. Up ahead quickly is Madigan Wallen, and she is fouled. And Wallen will go to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. Foul is on Avela Jacks. That's her first and the team's first. Again, in case you're just tuning in from last year, it's 5 fouls a quarter, not the 7 per half that we all grew up getting used to. At least I did here in South Dakota. First free throw is no good. That time for Wallen.
Yeah, Cole, I think you look back at that play. I think we're going to see a lot more of it. I think the Tanagers are going to be running in transition a lot. We saw Canton open up the game in press defense. I think that, obviously, if you're on offense, the more you sit back as soon as you get that rebound and don't hit the outlet quick, the more that press defense can get set up. So I think we're going to see the Tanagers try and outlet quick and push the floor tonight.
Wallen 0 for 2 on free throws, still 3-0, 6:25 to go first quarter. Driving right up and under layup, no good for Skiles. Rebound fought for, and Jensen will come up for it in her bright pink shoes all the way up ahead. Halverson layup no good. Rebound fought for and will be controlled by Cameron Skiles of the Canton Seahawks. Now she wants to push, and neither team made a substitution this far, 2 minutes in. Good pass inside, layup just off the mark for Jackson. The rebound will go to Halverson. Out to Roovers, quickly up ahead. Jensen, high off the glass, no, but a foul called. And Brooke Jensen will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair of free throws. Jenna Vanderweerd's first foul, now the team's second.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good move by Brooke Jensen underneath the hoop there. She kind of boxed out Vanderweerd as she went up towards the rim, really used her body to establish some space. Obviously, Vanderweerd, 6'2". And Brooke Jensen doesn't necessarily lack in height by any means, but trying to shoot against 6'2" is no easy task. So I think she's going to have to use her body tonight to try and create that space.
First point of the 2024-25 season is a free throw by Brooke Jensen with 5:50 to go in the first quarter. And now the clock did not start. We're going to go 30 on the shot clock, says official Chris Janish. Again, 3-1, your score. We welcome you back. We're in the bottom left hand now of your screen. Cole Larsch alongside me, Spencer Buley.
Can only be so nimble on this keyboard,
That is true. As we're still waiting to get the shot clock set. There we go. And now Canton has it once again. Again in the home blues, going left to right on your screen. Step back three-pointer for Reed. Nothing but nylon. All 6 points for the Canton Seahawks. There by Jordan Reed, and they lead 6-1. Quickly up ahead the other way. Casey Hansen, left-handed layup blocked away by Vanderweerd, but she will get back the rebound. Jensen, top of the key. Too strong, no. Fight for the rebound, and now a foul will be called on, I believe, the Vermillion Tanagers. As that foul is on Casey Hansen, her first, team's first. 5:22 to play here in the first quarter. 6-1 is your score.
A lot of physicality tonight. Lots of aggression. Opening night. Riding off some energy, some adrenaline. Everybody's just excited to be here, man.
Say both teams got to be itching to get back. Left wing three for Oakland is off the mark, but an offensive rebound by Skiles. They get it inside the Reed, back out. Now they're going to try to reset the offense with a fresh shot clock. Reed for three. Little heat check there off the front of the iron, but an offensive rebound to Jacks. Inside to Vanderweerd. Partially blocked away, now will be blocked by Jensen. And they're going to say it went last out of bounds off of the Tanagers. 25 on the shot clock. Pretty good crowd on hand for a 7 o'clock game that got started at about 6:50. Decent crowd on the Vermillion side. A couple of Canton Seahawk fans made the trip as well. Right corner three, way off the mark now for Reed. And the rebound is controlled by Casey Hansen. And Roovers is fouled in the backcourt. Fouls on Jordan Reed, now her first and the team's third. So 2 fouls away from bonus here in quarter number 1.
Yeah, foul's always a cue in opening week. Lots of aggression, lots of intensity, as we've mentioned, but sometimes when you haven't been on the court in a while in game situations, it can be tough to kind of rein that in, and we're seeing that a little bit here tonight early on.
Jensen with the turnaround shot, well off the mark left, no good. Still 6-1 is your score. Driving hard is Cameron Skiles, and she'll be fouled and will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Taylor Roovers, that's her first foul.
Yeah, just got a little handsy. It's good help position from Roovers. Maybe just slide a little bit more into the paint to kind of take away that driving lane from Skiles. Instead, didn't really position her body there and kind of stuck out both arms. Going to be likely called a foul every time, even if you do get mostly ball.
A lot of free throws being missed by both squads. Still 6-1. Second free throw, that one's good by Skiles. Her first point of the night. So far it is Jordan Reed and Cameron Skiles 7, and Brooke Jensen 1 here in the ballgame. 4:18 to play, 7-1 again your score. Again, one of two Class A games going on here tonight. Full court press being applied by the Seahawks. Jensen risky pass, but got it to Hansen. Roovers from the 10-foot line. That one's too short, but an offensive rebound by Jensen. Still fighting in the lane, and now we're going to get a whistle and a foul called.
Yeah, they're going to give it to Jordan Reed, and kind of seeing Brooke Jensen exhibit a lot of strength inside as well. You know, one of the reasons that she's so marketable as a college athlete right now is the size and strength. She's able to really hold her own and kind of dominate inside, drawing fouls and not letting people strip the ball from her interiorly.
Left wing three-pointer by Taylor Roovers off the inbound is no good. Still only 1 point halfway through the fourth quarter. Thanks for tuning in. Vermillion Tanagers live ticket TV. And now a quick foul on the defensive end. That is going to be Taylor Roovers' second foul. I have her in my stat sheet as number 11 or number 10. She's definitely wearing number 11. So there's a really good chance I just read the roster wrong. As now number 10 Lexi Hansen checks in. So Alexis Hansen is 10, Taylor Roovers 11. Not sure why I typed that. I know I looked at it the first time and I told myself, pretty sure Taylor Roovers is 11, but I was going to write down what the roster says, and turns out I was right and wrong at the same time.
There you go.
Quickly inside, and now a held ball. Possession arrow points in the favor of the Vermillion Tanagers. 3:48 to go first quarter. Tanagers trying to get something going offensively. Canton Seahawks in the 2-2-1 zone press. Jensen quickly up ahead, tries to get it inside to Wallen. Halverson saves it. Canton fans thought that was out of bounds. Hansen for three, that's off the mark. And the rebound controlled by Vandeweerd.
Yeah, just not a lot of great offensive looks. I mean, that was a decent three-ball look there, but Vermillion not necessarily always been reliant on the three ball, and they continue to struggle offensively, and it's going to lead to complications on the defensive end as well.
Vandeweerd with the lay-in now 9-1. Casey Hansen the other way. She can't get the short one to fall. Gets the ball back, now blocked away by Vandeweerd. Quickly, Canton has a 2-on-1. Skiles pass over, too strong, but is still controlled now by Kaliana Halverson, who is in the game. 19-foot two-pointer is off the mark. That time for Skiles. Back and forth we go. Not a lot of points being scored here inside the birdcage. 9-1, 2:50 to play in quarter number one.
Wouldn't be surprised to see a timeout from Vermillion at some point soon as the offense continues to struggle against this Canton defense.
Jacks with the easy steal. Trying to get a double-digit lead. Three-ball right wing, rattles in by Cameron Skiles, and right on cue is a 30-second timeout by head coach John Brooks. We'll take it with him. Back to the birdcage in 30 seconds. You're listening to Tanager Basketball on Vermillion Tanagers live ticket TV.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Welcome back inside the Birdcage. I'm Cole Larsch, alongside me Spencer Buley for the season opener and DAC-12 matchup between the Vermillion Tanagers and the visiting Canton Seahawks. Very quickly, a 12-1 lead for Canton. 2:32 left to play in the first quarter. The number one team is down by 11. Early in quarter one, see what John Brooks can call out of the timeout as Mara Thomas, the 5'10 senior center, checks in for the Tanagers. Halverson up ahead. Her layup is blocked, partially by Jordan Reed, but possession will stay along this near side as we see it here in our broadcast booth. The left side as you see it on your screen. Hansen to throw it in to Jensen. She's blocked away by Vanderweerd. Thomas get the rebound. Canton Seahawks in a pile in the lane. And now Jensen blocked again, but we are going to get a foul called. And the foul is on Jenna Vanderweerd. That's now her second, team's fifth, so the Vermillion Tanagers are in the bonus for the rest of the first quarter. Brooke Jensen at the line to shoot a free throw again so far. She has the only points here in the game off a free throw. She's now 1 for 3. As Avela Jax checks back in, and now Gracie Sherbis, the 6-foot sophomore forward, will check into the game as well. Right now for the Tanagers, it is Hansen, Halverson, Jensen, and Thomas, the 5 out there. Again, Tanagers in the home white jerseys, Canton in the away blues, as Jensen makes the second free throw, makes it 12-2. Top of the key now with Jax over on the left side to Halverson. Again, that's the Caliana Halverson for the Canton Seahawks. Layup no good, but an offensive rebound. 3-ball, Turbis is off the mark, and Thomas gets the rebound. Quick pass to Brooke Jensen. And Jensen will bring it up the floor again. Currently, right now, no Taylor Roovers sitting on the bench with 2 quick fouls. Turnaround jumper, no good for Brooke Jensen, and the rebound to the Canton Seahawks, and Oakland wants to push. Oakland right side picks it up. Swinging around to Jax, left side 3-ball, got it! High arcing 3 for Avela Jackson now. 15-2 here in quarter number 1. Minute 18 to play. Quickly the other way, Jensen, layup. Off the mark, no. Oboard, got it to go the second time. Canton Seahawks 15, Brooke Jensen 4. Minute 8 to play here in quarter number 1. Jax inside to Oakland, and Oakland is going to be fouled along the baseline. Foul is called on Thomas, her first, and the team's 4th. Canton gets it in. Right corner 3, thought about it for Oakland. She'll kick it back out. 3-ball, right corner no good by Skiles, and the rebound is controlled by Thomas. 47 seconds as 15 seconds separate the shot clock and the game clock.
Big possession here for Vermillion.
Halverson thought about the 3, didn't take it, and now took one too many steps. And it's a travel for Maya Halverson. And now Madigan Wallen will check in. 37.2, so if my USD math checks out, I believe that's 2.2 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock.
Checks out.
There we go. Oakland will bring it up for the Seahawks. Right side, and now a travel on the other end by Halverson of the Seahawks, and Vermillion will get the ball back. No time on the shot clock. We'll try, likely hold for one last shot. Try to get a field goal here in the first quarter. Casey Hansen has it at the logo over to Alexis, and now the pass is stolen away. Oakland has it 2-on-2. Bounce pass up ahead. Layup is good for Cameron Skiles. 6 points for her. 4 seconds, now 3 for Casey Hansen. She'll take the contested 3 off the corner of the backboard. And that is how the first quarter will end. Your score, Canton Seahawks 17, Defending champions in the Vermillion Tanagers 4. We're going to take a minute break. Back in 60 seconds on Vermillion Tanagers Live ticket.
Never too early to start planning for your future. Did you know Masaba provides scholarships and tuition assistance? They are committed to your success, offering engineering, drafting, and welding opportunities, plus scholarships, job shadowing, and mentorship programs. Learn more at masabainc.com/careers. When I grow up, I want to work at Masaba.
Masaba Manufacturing. Unlock your future and rock with us.
CoreCares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. CoreCares, proudly serving our community.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics.
Welcome back, Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, up here in the Birdcage for Class A girls basketball season opener between the defending champion Vermillion Tanagers and the visiting 4A and DAC-12 foe, the Canton Seahawks. Canton out to an early 17-4 lead. Jordan Reed, Cameron Skiles both with 6 points. To lead the way, Brooke Jensen with all 4 points. As we begin quarter number 2, I'm Cole Larsch. Alongside me, Spencer Buley. We've got you covered for all things basketball here this winter season. Tough shot there by Canton. Cannot get it to fall. Roovers quickly up ahead. She's now in the game again. Up to Wallen and a bounce pass to Brooke Jensen. Now 6 points for Brooke Jensen in the ball game. She has all 6. Now just a 11-point deficit. Tipped pass and possession back to the Vermillion Tanagers. Crowd starting to get back on their side, and Brooke Jensen passes it behind Madigan Wallen, and it goes out of bounds into the scorer's table. 7:18 to go second quarter.
Yeah, I think right away it's pretty obvious. I think that the game plan is probably going to be to try and keep the ball in the hands of your big three as much as you can. In Casey Hansen, Brooke Jensen, and Taylor Roovers, letting Taylor Roovers kind of create those opportunities, maybe find Brooke Jensen open around the lower blocks. But Jensen's got to be able to convert. She's got to understand that she's got a very big responsibility with this team, and it's very prevalent tonight. She's going to have to be the one that's making shots on the floor.
A quick steal by the Tanagers, and then Roovers stepped out of bounds along that far side as we see it. I was going to say, they did point. So it is Canton Seahawk ball. As the Tanagers went in to inbound it and forgot that they were the ones that stepped out of bounds. So now possession goes back to Canton. Jordan Reed will throw it in, the 5'9" freshman guard. Alverson tries throwing into Vanderweerd. Vanderweerd is double teamed down there again. One thing we're going to see, probably a pretty common occurrence, is when the opposing team against Vermillion has the size advantage inside, as the tallest player listed at 6'1" for the Tanagers. And just based on how they're looking out there, I'd say Vanderweerd's probably a good 2 inches, maybe even 3 taller than the rest of the Vermillion squad. Turnover, and now another turnover as Canton has it up ahead to Oakland. Ball's loose, the Mighty Mouse has it. Another steal for Taylor Roovers. Now she wants to push it ahead. Looks up ahead, pass too tall for Maya Helverson, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, it just seems to be a little bit of a disconnect on the offensive end. Just players not necessarily ready for the passes they're expecting. It seems like you got some players anticipating others to be in certain areas. Just there's definitely not a synchronization within this offense. It does not seem like everybody's on the same page right now.
You can say that on both sides of the ball as well. I don't know if that's just first game jitters, but we're 10 minutes into the ball game, and neither team can really formulate an offensive possession.
Right. The only difference is Canton's just shot the ball well. They've got, I believe, 2 or 3 3-pointers, and that goes a long way in a low-scoring game.
4 3-pointers out of their 17 points. And now another quick turnover, stolen away, and now Roovers will bring it up for the Tanagers.
Yeah, now you see Vermillion on the defensive end saying, hey, wait a minute, guys. We can do this too. We can steal as much as they can.
Halverson, right wing, 3-ball lets it fly and just glances off the iron and no good. Another quick shot, and Tanager coach John Brooks not impressed with his offensive scheme right now, how they're playing. And now a pass goes high off the backboard, quickly the other way. Jensen left-handed layup is good. And now a quick timeout called by the Canton Seahawks and head coach Andrew Stephenson. We're going to take it with them. You're watching Tanager basketball on Vermillion Tanagers Live Ticket TV.
Jensen Kennels is your safe place to take your dog while you're away. They have over 7,000 square feet of indoor run space and outdoor play yards. They pride themselves in providing enrichment both mentally and physically for all types of dogs. And speaking of size, Jensen Kennels can host any size of dog, from the smallest Boston Terrier to the largest Great Dane. To find out the full services Jensen Kennels offers, check out their website and Facebook pages. Next time you need your dog to stay in a safe, fun environment, make it Jensen's Kennels.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Welcome back to the Birdcage. Defending champs Vermillion Tanagers out to a quick 4-0 run to open up the second quarter here inside their home turf, the Birdcage on Vermillion High School. Vermillion, South Dakota. I'm Cole Larsch, alongside me, Spencer Buley. Thanks for tuning in. Vermillion Tanagers Live Ticket TV. Canton with the ball, again scoreless here through the first 2.5 minutes of quarter two, and I'm not keeping track of turnovers, but my guess is it's close to the double digits just this quarter. And now a layup by Kalliana Halverson breaks that scoring drought back to an 11-point lead for the Canton Seahawks, 19-8. Tanagers have it inside to Wallen, back out to Casey Hansen. Roovers now swing it all the way around, back out, Casey Hansen, 3-ball, off back iron, no. But an offensive rebound by Brooke Jensen, 14-footer, that's also no good. Offensive rebound by Halverson, step through, layup, got it to go. Maya Halverson, first points in the game, and now the first player in the Tanager uniform not named Brooke Jensen to score in the game. 19-10, 4:45 to go, second quarter.
Yeah, that's a big possession there. I mean, this is what great teams do. They find ways, even when they're struggling, to generate points. And if it's through offensive rebounds, that's where Vermillion's got to rely on their game tonight.
Quickly the other way, Jordan Reed hits the big right wing three-pointer. Now 9 points for her in the game. Does now lead all scoring, 22-10. Casey Hansen, top of the key, got one to go. Casey Hansen, first points this season. And now they're right back in it. 9-point differential here in the Birdcage, 22-13.
Yeah, and you know the Tanagers want the 3-ball too. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You got Jordan Reed on the other end, 3 for 4 from deep, and it's her only points, and she's got 9.
Quick turnover. Now Halverson has it for the Tanagers. Steps in, kicks out to Hansen. All the way over to Roovers, right wing, thought about 3, did not take it. Now we're getting into their set defense against this Seahawk 2-3 zone. Quick pass around. Casey Hansen, top of the key, rattles in and out, no. O-board, put back is good for Brooke Jensen. Double figures for her. 10 points for Brooke Jensen. 22-15. Quickly the other way to Bryn Oakland. Hands off to Reed. Inside Vanderweerd, off the contact, no good, and the rebound goes to Maya Halverson. Ball gets lost. As I was looking down at my stat sheet, but Vermillion still has it. Roovers to Jensen, drug her back foot, and that is a travel call. Good call there by the Stripes here tonight. And possession will go back to the Seahawks.
Yeah, you look back at that last possession where Casey Hansen took the 3, Brooke Jensen gets the offensive board, puts it back. You can tell that the 3-ball is a very important part of their offense right now with Casey Hansen. They want her to be shooting the 3 because you have Taylor Roovers kind of working the high post, flashing in and out, but when they get it inside to her, she's not going up with it. She is immediately turning and firing to the perimeter, and it's Casey Hansen at the top that she's been trying to find.
Shot no good, rebounded by the Tanagers, and that time Jordan Reed tried saving it for the Seahawks, and she was out of bounds. In that last timeout, Cameron Skiles and Aubrey Dermeyer checked in for the Seahawks, and Alexis Hansen checked in for the Vermillion Tanagers. 2:55 to go. Second quarter. Roovers to Alexis Hansen. Back to Roovers, over to Casey. Right wing, couple dribbles over to her sister. Back to the top of the key. Inside to Roovers. Jensen, right wing 3-ball, rattles in and out, no good. And Vanderweerd with the rebound.
And you see it again, that time to Jensen. You know, I assume at some point Canton's going to start guarding Casey Hansen a lot closer along the perimeter, and it's going to force other Tanagers to be involved outside the arc.
Vanderweerd inside, up and under layup is good. Good move there by Jenna Vanderweerd. And now a 9-point lead once again, 24-15. Again, your score after one quarter was 17-4. So an 11-7 run here in quarter number 2. Just past 2 minutes to play. Roovers back out. Jensen, right wing. Got it! Brooke Jensen, 13 points here in the first half. Trying to keep her team in this. 24-18, minute 50 to play. Second quarter. Oakland gets the screen. Roovers fell down. Vanderweerd got the O board and put it back up. So now an 8-point lead once again. Both crowds trying to will their defense into this one. Roovers inside, 8-footer, no. And Vanderweerd with the rebound.
Yeah, I think it's about the first drive we've seen Roovers take from that high post inside. Probably not going to see it often, especially with the 6'2 Vanderweerd down low.
Jordan Reed put up the shot, and the rebound was controlled by Canton. And now a foul is going to be called on Madigan Wall in her first. Team's first. That is the first foul called here in the second quarter. After we saw Canton Seahawks commit 5 in the first, 0 in the second. Vermillion had 4 in the first. And now 1 in the second. That time Reed just stepped in bounds.
Yeah, those are the types of mistakes you're going to see in the season opener. No doubt about it. Just about limiting those, you know. It's about limiting the turnovers. And right now, both teams, again, as we've mentioned, been struggling, especially here in the second quarter. But as you mentioned, Cole, very fast pace of play.
Roovers, left corner 3, got it to go. Taylor Roovers out the assist of Brooke Jensen. Now down to a 5-point game here at halftime. 26, not at halftime, second quarter. 26-21. Got a bit ahead of myself there. 3 ball by Bryn Oakland rattles in and out, no good. Canton really settling for a lot of three-pointers here in the second quarter.
Yeah, haven't really challenged the defense of Vermillion interiorly much tonight.
Lexi Hansen up, no good. O-board, and Amara Thomas could not get that one to fall, but she was fouled. Thomas will go to the line. Cameron Skiles is the foul. That's her first and the team's first. First free throw for Thomas is off the front of the iron and no good.
Yeah, free throws have been a bit of a struggle tonight for Vermillion. You add up some of those throughout the game, this could be a tie ball game, but you know, as always, they become a lot more important down the stretch.
Thomas sinks the free throw, gets the first point of the season for her. 4-point game, 26-22. And now a timeout called by head coach Andrew Stephenson. We're going to keep it here on Vermillion Tanagers live ticket TV. 32.7 seconds to play. And about just under a second separate the shot clock and the game clock. Again, end of the first quarter, your score was 17-4, now 26-22. Tanager offense really finding their stride, led entirely mostly by Brooke Jensen, 13 points for her. Casey Hansen and Taylor Roovers both have 3, Maya Halverson 2, Mara Thomas 1. How good is it, Spencer Buley, to see this Tanager offense start to move the ball around a little bit more and really start taking those open looks? I know in that first quarter, a lot of contested layups.
It's huge. I mean, they're shooting the ball much better. Still haven't necessarily we have seen an established offense now. You know, we've seen what they're trying to do. They're going to try and target the 3 ball, and it's worked well. But that becomes a little bit of a dangerous game. You know, it's hard to shoot the 3 consistently. They do have the home court advantage. You know the perspectives. You know the court. It's great for them to get that going right now. I think that there's even more to come, though, on the offensive end for Vermillion. This is a big possession for Canton heading into halftime, trying to get some points and get back to where they feel like they had a comfortable lead.
Tanagers switch up the defense a little bit. Going into a 1-3-1 zone. Again, take some notes for your your basketball assistant coaching class. And now a foul called on the Tanagers. That's going to be on Brooke Jensen. Just her first. And Canton will get it underneath the hoop. Again, set play really not working out very well for them, so got a little bit of help there. Now with 12.5, see what they can't draw up. They throw it into Oakland. No, stolen away by Roovers. 10 seconds. Roovers lays it up and in. 5 points for her. 3 seconds to shoot. 2. Reed, the half quarter, is off the mark, and that is how the second half will end. Your halftime score, 26-24, still in favor of the Canton Seahawks. We're going to step aside, come back in about 3 minutes. Halftime stats and analysis from inside the birdcage. That is on the way next. You're watching Tanager Basketball, Vermillion Tanagers Live Ticket TV.
Fentanyl is a power.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Winter inspection programs are starting now at all 9 of our Grosenberg Implement locations in South Dakota, Nebraska, and Wyoming. With harvest winding down, get your name on the list and have your equipment inspected and ready for next year. Put it on your John Deere multi-use account and get benefits of no payment, no interest programs for those that qualify. Then you can rest easy in 2025. Grosenberg Implement, where service is the other half of a great product. Go to grosenberg.com for complete details.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Insurance rates are on the rise, and now more than ever, every penny counts. With me, John Brooks at DFS Insurance, we can look over your coverages and find the right insurance carrier to help you keep your costs down. At DFS Insurance, I'm an independent agent, which allows me to offer a variety of different carriers to fit your needs. When you're ready for your free, no obligation quote, give me a call, and we'll get you on the path to the best and most affordable insurance you need with Dakota Financial Services.
Welcome to Dakota PC Warehouse, where our staff aren't just friendly, we're certified nerds with a side of tech genius. Prepare to be awed as we unleash a barrage of geeky charm and unbeatable deals on PCs and HD TVs. And our tech gurus, armed with determination and a questionable assortment of snacks, can fix just about anything. We love technology and making it work for you. Dakota PC Warehouse, because being a nerd is our superpower.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
What's your big picture?
To keep the farm in the family.
To pay off the loan.
To start my own operation.
To drive Grandpa's combine. Right, Grandpa?
If owning a successful operation is in your big picture, First Bank & Trust has ag experts to help you plan for the future.
To diversify.
To teach her how to drive a combine.
Find out how First Bank and Trust makes managing your farm easier at bankeasy.com.
Life can get pretty busy out there. Daily commutes, carpooling, and then there's that weekend getaway. Cenex is here to keep your vehicle fueled up for those long drives, your pantry stocked for those snack cravings, and the propane grill ready whenever you are. Things can move fast, but with your local Cenex, you can rest assured that everything on your list will get a check mark, all in a day's work, powered locally at Cenex.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Welcome back to the Birdcage, Vermillion Tanagers live ticket TV. Thanks for tuning in to the season opener for the Vermillion Tanager girls and the defending state champs as they take on Region 4A and DAC 12 foe, the Canton Seahawks. I'm Cole Larsch, alongside me, Spencer Buley. We've got your full halftime stats and analysis, and here we go. First for the Canton Seahawks in the game, 26 points. They were led in scoring by Jordan Reed, who had 9 3-pointers on 3 for 5 shooting. Cameron Skiles and Jenna Vanderweerd both had 6. Vela Jacks with 3 and Caliana Halverson with 2. They scored 17 in the first, 9 in the second quarter for their total of 26 points, did the Canton Seahawks. And for the home side, the Vermillion Tanagers, 24 points, led a long ways by Brooke Jensen, 13 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist for her in the ball game. Then we go down the scoring as we see it. Casey Hansen with 3 and 3 boards. Maya Halverson with 2 and 2 boards. Taylor Roovers 5 and 3 boards. Again, she had to sit a little bit in that first quarter with some foul trouble, 2 quick fouls, played the entire second. And then, of course, Brooke Jensen, 13, 5 and 1. And Amara Thomas with the free throw gives them their 24 points. Just 4 points in the first quarter for Vermillion, 20 in the second for their total of 24. Again, 26-24. Your halftime score is now I turn it over to my broadcast partner, color man, basketball knowledge wizard, and producer, Spencer Buley. Spencer, some of the things we kind of saw in that first half, obviously, we don't have to say the obvious too many times. Vermillion struggled in that first half, couldn't really get anything going on, but really turned it around in the second half. What did they do so much better in that second half than in the first?
I think they relaxed on offense. I think that was the biggest thing is in that first quarter, you saw a lot of attempts at shots that were not necessarily great shots, but I think what caught my eye the most was a lot of the drives to the basket. They weren't necessarily super honest attempts, if that makes sense, if you're following what I'm putting down there. Second quarter, whole different ball game. Offense settled down. You saw them get into system. You saw quick passes against the 2-3 zone. Pointed that out to me before the broadcast. Quick passes is how you beat a 2-3 zone. But we just saw them settle down. There wasn't this chaos that was ensuing on the offensive end with, a lot of players, as soon as they get around the block, it's like, oh, we got to get up. We got to go up with the ball. Got to go up with the ball. Not how you're going to get it done against a solid defense in the Canton Seahawks. They settled in, established a system, and went with their best players. You saw Brooke Jensen come alive. We knew that was going to be a key component. Relying on her, Taylor Roovers put up 5, Casey Hansen put up 3, and a couple of others, and Maya Halverson and Mara Thomas even tacked on a point there. But, yeah, it was just a matter of settling in on the offensive end.
First for Canton coming into halftime, about a 6-minute halftime speech. Scored 17 in the first, 9 in the second. What do they have to change in the second half?
It's going to be tough. I mean, again, Vermillion is a very, very solid team. I think Canton was shooting the ball very well in that first quarter, but I think the script kind of flipped between these two teams. I think, in a way, Vermillion came out way more aggressive in that second quarter on defense. We saw them force a lot more turnovers Canton's got to settle down now. Canton has to realize when they get on offense, pull the energy back, pull the chaos back a little bit, settle in, stick to your game plan, move the ball. And, you're playing a man defense. Target some of those matchups that you can take advantage of.
Vermillion took about 8 minutes there in halftime. Obviously just 4 points in the first, 20 in the second. They just keep on doing what they were doing in that second quarter. Is there anything, major they got to change? Aside from the first quarter, not shooting well, obviously.
Right. Well, you look at the second quarter. You outscored Canton. You essentially, if you break it down by quarter, you won the second quarter. So you don't need to change too much. I think that you may want to get some more offensive looks that aren't solely based on three-pointers, as we kind of discussed in that second quarter. It can be a little bit of a dangerous game to play, relying solely on the three ball. If it hits, it hits. If you're shooting well, great. But I don't necessarily think they need to only shoot the three. We saw Canton shoot it very well in that first quarter. Will they shoot it as well in the second half? Maybe, maybe not. Adjust accordingly.
As we begin the second half, again, your halftime score, 26-24 in favor of the Canton Seahawks. As the buzzer just sounded, both teams getting their final adjustments made here inside the birdcage. Again, 17-4 in the first quarter, 20-9 in favor of Vermillion in the second. Let's see what they can cook up here in the third. As it is, Wallen will throw it into Roovers to start the game for the Tanagers, going left to right again in their home white uniforms, letters and numbers in red with black trim. Canton Seahawks in their away blue uniforms, letters and numbers in white with yellow trim. Quick three-pointer. Along the far side, Jensen's three ball off the mark, and Jacks with the rebound. It is Wallen, Halverson, Casey Hansen, Roovers, and Jensen are your five out there for the second half. It is Oakland, Jacks, Reed, Skiles, and Vanderweerd. So the starting 10 will start the second half. Two quick misses either way. Tanagers have it. Roovers at the 10-foot line for volleyball. 40 seconds in here to this third quarter. Casey Hansen along the right side. Inside, Wallen spins left, back right, blocked away partially by Reed. Vanderweerd tries saving it. Ball is loose and in Jensen's hands. Casey Hansen, fadeaway three, got it! Casey Hansen, big three to start. And the Tanagers with their first lead in the ballgame, 26-24.
That's a good start. That's a good start for Vermillion. You see a three ball go in. Now you can settle in. It's a confidence builder is what it is, and that's a huge shot from Casey Hansen to get the second half underway.
Ball is loose. Roovers has it, gets it off to Casey Hansen, so they take the lead and get the steal once again. Jensen has it left wing. Skip pass. Roovers, right corner, three. Got it to go. Taylor Roovers, 8 points. And now a quick timeout by Canton head coach Andrew Stephenson. We're going to step aside and take it with him. 6:31 to go, third quarter. You're watching Tanager basketball for Vermillion Tanagers live ticket TV.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Welcome back to the Birdcage. 30-26 in favor of the Vermillion Tanagers. 6:30 to go in the third quarter. I'm Cole Larsch, alongside me, Spencer Buley. Your voices for Tanager basketball for a majority of games this season. I know there's a couple that Spencer can't do, as you know he's a Division I track athlete or something like that. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. So Heath Nimke will fill in for him. But here we are. Now another quick turnover as Canton tries getting into Vanderweerd, and the Tanagers will take back possession. Another zone for you to write down here, Spencer. Canton dropped into a 3-2 zone, and that's how you beat it. Give it to you, best shooter, and let her shoot. 6 points in this half, 9 total for Casey Hansen. And the Canton Seahawks throw it away. Skiles tries throwing it to Vanderweerd again and just threw it out of bounds.
I'm going to write on my exam tomorrow, I guess, just shoot the three. Just how do you beat a zone? Shoot the three ball. How do you beat a man? Shoot the three ball. As long as you have Casey Hansen, Taylor Roovers, and a couple other Tanagers on your team, shoot the three ball, and you're destined for greatness.
Roovers in the left corner, Jensen in the left wing, and 13 points in the first half, has not scored so far. Ball tipped around and will stay with the Tanagers on the far side as we see it up here in our broadcast booth. Casey Hansen will throw it in, 17 on the shot clock. Straight into Jensen, one dribble, pull up, no good. And the rebound is controlled by Jax.
Yeah, those are the shots that Brooke Jensen is going to have to start knocking down a little bit more throughout the season. She's open a lot, and it's a shot that she takes a lot. So that's an area where I think that she's going to want to improve as this season goes on, especially getting ready to head to USD.
Roovers with the steal up ahead. Count the basket and the foul for the Mighty Mouse, Taylor Roovers. Double digits for her in the ball game, 10 points. And she will have the chance to make it a 3-point play. As Bryn Oakland got the foul call, that's her first and the team's first in the quarter. And Roovers at the line. Old-fashioned 3-point play.
Old-fashioned. I don't think it's a foul that Oakland necessarily needs to give in that situation, but a great opportunity for Vermillion.
At one point, the Vermillion Tanagers were down 20-4. They are now up 36-26. 5:10 to go here in the third quarter. Almost another steal. Vanderweerd inside. Layup is good for Cameron Skiles. Her first point since the first quarter. Now 8 for her. Cuts the lead down to 8. 36-28. 4:52 remaining in quarter number 3 inside the birdcage. And now 3-second violation is going to be called on Maya Helverson. Don't see that too often, so there's a good chance that they were told about it at halftime or somewhere in there, and she probably camped in the lane for about 6 seconds.
Checks out.
Vanderweerd gets out of the corner. Reed kicks over to Oakland left side. Again, Vermillion. Now they're into a zone 1-3-1. See it pretty commonly.
Started the second half in it.
Last season ran it quite a bit. Now back into it. Didn't really run it very much in that first quarter. Ended the second quarter on that last play with it. Now they are sticking with it. Casey Hansen is Mr. Heath Nimke's dropping me some tidbits along the way, so I'll get those opened up and probably open up the second break with it. And now Jensen's going to be fouled on her drive. That's going to be on Cameron Skiles. It's her second and the team's second. Alexis Hansen will check in for the Tanagers, and Kellyanna Halverson will check in for the Canton Seahawks. Oh, and now we have a correction, as it was called on not 22, it was 2. Bryn Oakland's second, and the team's second.
Also apologize, just got the scoreboard updated. I was missing a point for Vermillion.
It's all right, we forgive you. Alexis Hansen, left wing 3. Could not quite get it there. Rebound by Vanderweerd, and now a quick foul called. Brooke Jensen, that's going to be her second, and the team's first in the quarter. Against Spencer Buley. Thrown into the fire, you might say. Hard to master what the last producer mastered, though, I can tell you that much.
That's the darn truth. As he's sitting next to me.
Inside, Halverson blocked away by Jensen. Quickly the other way, right wing. 10-footer blocked by Vanderweerd. And the Seahawks retain possession. Halverson hit the floor hard, didn't really come up for a little bit, and now is back sitting in the left corner. Has the ball now. Inside, Vanderweerd, layup, no, but the foul will be called. And Vanderweerd will shoot 2 free throws. Casey Hansen is the foul. Fowler. That is her second and the team's second of the quarter.
That was a great feed there. Brooke Jensen kind of playing on the side closest to the free throw line on Vanderweerd. Left that little bit of space open towards the baseline. A perfect pass just out of reach of Brooke Jensen. Do you call it putting it in the breadbasket at that point? Can we cross terms here?
You probably could. Yeah, I think you could. I think that's a valid statement to make. As Jenna Vanderweerd makes both free throws, makes it a 6-point ball game, 36-30. 3:08 to go in the third. Quickly inside, Jensen cannot get the 10-footer to fall. Offensive rebound falls into Wallen's hands. She misses. Jensen gets it back and scores. Her first points in the second half. She now leads all scoring with 15 points. Also has 6 rebounds and 2 assists, and add another block to Jensen's stat tally. And with an 8-point lead, John Brooks will say, all right, slow down a little bit. Let's get set. As John Brooks, we'll see him very commonly pacing back and forth. Wallen blocked away by Vanderweerd. Oakland up ahead to Halverson inside Vanderweerd. Lay in off the glass and good for 2. First Canton Seahawk player in double figures is the 6'2 senior center and captain Jenna Vanderweerd. 10 points, 8 rebounds for her in the game so far. Marcus Hansen looks into Wallen, back out Roovers. Casey Hansen, right wing. She'll drive right and tries kicking back out. Just a bad pass overall, and it was blocked away and stolen. 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
That Canton defense really coming alive right now.
I was just going to note that we have not seen a Tanager point in a while since aside from the Jensen shot, and now Vanderweerd gets the feed, and she will lay it in for 2. Now just a 4-point deficit for the Canton Seahawks, 38-34.
Yeah, I thought there might have been a missed call. Might agree with the Tanager fans here. Wanted a push off. Didn't get it called, though. Sure looked like one.
Wallen fought around for it. Canton wanted a jump ball. I sure thought it was too. And Casey Hansen nails the three-pointer, 12 points for her. John Brooks will call a timeout. We will take one with them as well, 41-34. 1:22 to go third quarter. We'll step aside. You're watching Tanager basketball.
Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Aberdeen is the place to stay for business or the weekend family getaway. You'll feel right at home with ample parking, spacious guest rooms, and complimentary breakfast. And with a convenient location, you'll have easy access to local attractions and events in the area. While staying at the Best Western Ramkota, guests can enjoy an indoor water play land, an on-site Minerva's restaurant, exercise facility, wedding services, and a business center. For friendly service and a great stay, make your reservation today.
Farming today requires constant adjustment, innovation, and the right seed, and you'll find that with Pioneer Seed at Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion. With the most advanced technologies and local experts, Dakota Seed and Service share in your hard work on the farm, adapting to an ever-changing industry. When you need the right seed, protection, and service, make it Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Welcome back to the Birdcage, 41-34. 80 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. Quick drive and shot no good by Skiles, and the rebound goes out of bounds. Possession will go back to the Vermillion Tanagers, try to get this thing back to a 10-point lead. Again, at one point, the Tanagers were down 20-4 early in that second quarter. They outscored the Canton Seahawks 20-9 in the second. And it is now 17-8 run here in the third. Casey Hansen, another 3. Tied for the lead in scoring, 15 points, all from deep for the senior guard.
Yeah, she is. The Tanagers right now are kind of leaning on the back of Casey Hansen. I mean, she has shot the lights out from beyond the arc tonight. A really impressive performance, because it's one thing, again, to throw the quick passes around to beat this zone, but to be able to shoot the 3 like she's doing tonight is not easy.
50.5 to go, third quarter. Canton trying to get this thing within double digits once again. Oakland tried passing it out. Halverson. And now a foul called. I believe this one is also going to go on Amara Thomas. Now 2 fouls in a row for her. That is her third. And the team's fourth.
Got those timeouts left updated for you on the scoreboard. That's a new addition, so my apologies. It's opening night on the basketball court. It's opening night for me in the production booth as well. So
yeah, gotta remind everybody, it is opening night for everybody here. Shot clock is off after the change of possession, and the lay-in is good for Cameron Skiles. Second Seahawk in double figures. She has 12 points. Now a 8-point deficit, 44-36. Shot clock is off. Taylor Roovers has it 43.5 feet away from the basket right now on the left wing. Now with 7, she'll make her drive. Casey Hansen, right wing 3, got it to go. Casey Hansen.
Unreal.
15 points in the third quarter. And the Tanagers take the 11-point lead as we go into the third quarter break. 47-36 is your score. From inside the birdcage, we're going to step aside. Fourth quarter action right around the corner here on Vermillion Tanagers Live Ticket TV.
There's no better organization that gives back to the student athletes than the Booster Club. The Vermillion Booster Club is committed to helping all student athletes grow. Join the Tanager faithful today by becoming a member at GoTanagers.com. While you're there, check out team apparel for your favorite sports team. Like them on Facebook to stay up to date on all the latest information and sports games. Join the Vermillion Boosters today and go Tanagers.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Welcome back to the birdcage. Fourth quarter action between the defending state champions and number 1 team in the state, according to the media, the Vermillion Tanager girls taking on the Region 4A and DAC 12 conference foe, the Canton Seahawks. 47-36. Thanks for tuning in. Vermillion Tanagers Live Ticket TV. I'm Cole Larsch. Alongside me, Spencer Buley. We've got you covered all season right here. Vermillion.liveticket.tv is your home for all things Vermillion basketball this season. Tanagers outscore the Seahawks 23-10 in that third quarter, thanks to 15 points by Casey Hansen from deep, 4 of those assisted by Taylor Roovers. And now quickly, we've already got 2 turnovers, and Canton will retain possession. So just as every single quarter has started here in the birdcage, a lot of turnovers.
Yep, no doubt about it. I mean, it's a little bit chaotic to start each quarter. There's I think it goes back to opening night.
Vandeweerd blocked away. Offensive rebound controlled by Cameron Skiles, and she's fouled and will go to the line. This foul is on Amara Thomas. That is now her 4th personal foul. It's the first team foul of the quarter. Again, change went into effect last season. It's now 5 fouls a quarter, and they reset for the bonus. We eliminated the single bonus. You know, at first I was thinking to myself, not sure why they would change that rule. And now it just, you get so used to it, you don't even notice it anymore. Second free throw is off the mark for Skiles, but 11 points for her. 1 minute gone in the fourth quarter. Tanagers hold on to a 10-point lead. Again, at one point, it was 20-4 in favor of the Canton Seahawks. Brooke Jensen's spin-around jumper is good. She's now not quite the leading scorer with 17, as Casey Hansen has 18 points, all from deep. Skip pass over to Reed in the corner. Oakland left corner three. Got it to go. The first points in the ball game for the senior guard, Bryn Oakland. Just 3 for her. And now it's just a 9-point game, 49-40.
Yeah, Canton's going nowhere. I mean, this is a team that shot well early in this game. There is no reason why they can't come back and shoot well again. And we've seen the defense pick up some slack, really, in the second half. You saw it a little bit in that second quarter. It kind of fell behind to Vermillion's offense, but they bounced back. They rebounded in the third quarter. You mentioned the turnovers to start the game. This is going to be no easy closeout of a ball game for Vermillion.
Shot clock did not reset as there was no change of possession, so 13 on the shot clock for the Tanagers. Halverson has it. Jensen left wing with 8. She'll drive. Looking inside to Wallen with 6. Bounce pass to a cutting Roovers. Kick out. Jensen with 2. Off the front iron, no. And the rebound is controlled by Jordan Reed. And now the Seahawks want to push all the way up ahead. Bounce pass. Vanderweerd lay in. Count the bucket and the foul for the senior, Jenna Vanderweerd.
Yeah, huge play, just running in transition. I mean, kind of caught Vermillion sleeping a little bit, and it paid off.
Wallen's second foul. It's the team's second foul. Vanderweerd at the line. 2 for 2. 3 for 3. 18 points. Excuse me, that's the wrong player. 15 points. And now John Brooks will take a timeout. We'll take a quick one with him back in 30 seconds to the Birdcage.
When it comes to advertising, reaching the right market while giving back to the school is just plain right. If you're looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Heath Nimke today, and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep
Welcome
changing.
back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Welcome back to the Birdcage, Vermillion Tanagers Live Ticket TV. Cole Larsch alongside Spencer Buley, my producer and color man and part-time statistician, all of the above. Jack of all trades, a master of none, unless you want to count pole vault, and then he's a master of one. 49-43 here in the fourth quarter, 5:45 left to play. And in case you tune into a game and wonder where in the world is Spencer Buley, well, he's probably at Christmas break back in Texas, or he's
off pole vaulting, I guess.
I was going to say, grabbing a pole and jumping. Inside, Brooke Jensen with the layup. Count the bucket and the foul for her. 19 points in the game for Brooke Jensen. Jordan Reed with the foul, now her third. Just the team's first in the quarter. No real foul trouble for anybody on the Canton Seahawks. Reed with 3 as the free throw is good. 20 points in the ball game for Brooke Jensen. 13 in that first half. And now quickly, ball is batted away and back out of bounds into the student section. On Vermillion's side, foul trouble is Amara Thomas. She has 4. Then Jensen, Wallen, Roovers, and Casey Hansen all have 2. A real serious concern with 5:22 to play. 9-point ball game. Skiles up ahead, blocked away by Brooke Jensen. Bit of a size difference there. And Jensen said, not in my Birdcage.
Good one.
Inbound pass, tipped around Oakland, and now Halverson's got a little aggressive there trying to get the ball, and our momentum just carried her there. Her first foul, and the team's third. Canton has it again in the away blues, going right to left on your screen. Three-pointer, Cameron Skiles off back iron, no. And rebound to Brooke Jensen. Roovers has it at the 10-foot line. Going to draw up a play. 1-4 set. Looking for Hansen inside. I'm going to try to get to Jensen. Back out to Hansen, top of the key. Inside Jensen, spins through contact. Foul called, but the basket will not go. Foul's on Bryn Oakland. That's going to be her third and the team's second of the quarter, and Brooke Jensen will go to the line to shoot free throws. She's now 3 of 4. Correction, 3 of 6 now is 3 of 7 from free throws in the ball game. There's one thing you can take away from this game, Spencer. First quarter shooting and free throws.
Yeah, no doubt. We mentioned the free throws kind of building up in that first quarter as well when we saw Canton get into foul trouble. But you want to be a championship team, you're going to have to be really solid in the little things, and that includes free throw shooting.
Try to get it into Vandeweerd, poked away by Brooke Jensen. Roovers pull up 3 off front iron, no, and Vandeweerd with the rebound. Officially now a double-double for her, 15 points, 10 boards. Not the other way, Reed kicks out. We're going to swing it around Oakland, still trying to look inside to Vandeweerd. Got that size difference. Left corner 3 by Reed, no good. Offensive rebound by Skiles, and the putback is no good, but another foul called on the Tanagers. That one goes on Madigan Wallen, now her third and the team's fourth. So technically now in the bonus on the next foul. And the first free throw is good by Skiles. 12 points for her. Second free throw is also good. 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, Cameron Skiles. 52-45 fourth quarter, just past halfway through this fourth quarter of play. Thanks for tuning in. Vermillion Tanagers live ticket TV. Casey Hansen, will the hot streak continue? No, a little bit of a heat check there from the right wing. Again, had 15 points in that third quarter, all from deep. Skiles has it poked away from behind. Jensen floats it up ahead to Roovers, 14-footer, off back iron and no good. And Skiles will get the rebound, 3:26 to play. Passes it up ahead. Now to Reed. Reed looks, now kicks back to the middle to Jax. Haven't called Jack's name quite a bit since that first quarter. 10-foot pull-up is no. Vandeweerd O-board, spin, lay in good. Jenna Vandeweerd, 17 points, 11 boards for her. 5-point game here in the Birdcage with 3 minutes to play. 52-47. Casey Hansen spins, 12-footer, off back iron, no good. And Skiles with the rebound once again, poked away by Roovers. But now we'll get it ahead to Reed.
Yeah, we're seeing Vermillion's offense right now settle for a lot of those mid-range jumpers. Those are the hardest shots to hit in basketball as far as when it comes, I guess, to the risk and reward of the shot. You know, you risk giving it up, and it's just not a super efficient shot to be taking as far as stats go, especially late here in this ball game. You know, you got a 5-point game. Go back to what's been working. I know that maybe the 3-ball isn't as appetizing right now when it's such a close game and you're just trying to hold a lead, but at the same time, Canton's going to chip away at this lead, and you got to score points on the offense if you're Vermillion.
Fouls on Maya Halverson, her second, team's fifth, so now Canton is in the bonus for the remainder of the game. Kellyanna Halverson checks in as the first free throw was off the mark. Trying to get it to a 4-point game, and she does Cameron Skiles. 14 points for her, 52-48, 2:35 to play, fourth quarter. Roovers walks it up the floor for the Tanagers. Stutter step in the lane, off back iron, no, but was fouled from behind. Roovers will shoot 2 free throws. That fouls on Bryn Oakland, now her 4th personal foul and the 3rd team foul of the quarter. Roovers at the line, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Make that 12 points for her. Trying to get this thing to a 2-possession game. Second free throw is also good. As I just checked myself, it was a 2-possession game. They're up by 4.
You never know.
Gotta remind everybody.
Could have been a 1-possession game.
It is the first game for all of us here in this gym of the season.
It could have been a 1-possession game, Cole. That's all I'll say.
Whatever you say. Halverson got stuck with it. Vanderweerd picked it up. 12 on the shot clock, 2:02 to play, fourth quarter. Oakland inside Vanderweerd, pass too high and out of bounds. And possession with less than 2 minutes to play will go back to the Vermillion Tanagers. Let's see how slow they decide to play this offensive possession. John Brooks, again, pacing back up and down that sideline. Calls out a play. Casey Hansen has it. Pass to Roovers. Hand off Halverson. Little dribble weave. Offense now 13 to shoot. 10 seconds. Roovers has it back at half court.
Still need a quality shot here.
6 seconds. Roovers drives, kicks out. Jensen, 18-footer. Nothing but nylon. Jensen, 22 points. Roovers, 5 assists. John Brooks will take his third timeout of the game, and we'll take it with him. Back to Vermillion Tanagers Live Ticket TV in 60 seconds.
CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer, Merce Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Welcome back, Vermillion Tanagers Live Ticket TV, your home for all things Vermillion athletics. These are the new voices of Vermillion Tanager basketball this year. I'm Cole Larsch, alongside me, Spencer Buley. We've got you covered for a good majority of the season, except for when Spencer decides that he wants to go on Christmas vacation. Well, that's all right.
Happens a little bit.
That'll happen to the best of us.
That'll take a little bit.
Minute 10 to play in the ball game. Canton down by 6, and now an illegal screen is called on the Canton Seahawks on Jordan Reed. Now her fourth foul and the fourth team foul. So the next foul will send Vermillion into the bonus.
Yeah, that's a tough foul. I mean, that might be unrecoverable foul, especially if, well, there's Vermillion getting it in bounds, but if they can come away with points here, that's going to be likely a seal on this game. Wow.
Taylor Roovers dribbles it off of the Canton defender's foot. Again, not a kick. It has to be a clear and intentional movement, and pull-up three-pointer by Jordan Reed is good. 12 points for her in the ball game, and now a quick timeout by Andrew Stephenson. We're going to take an abbreviated timeout with 50.2 to go. 30-second break. We're going to take it with them. You're listening to Tanager Basketball, Vermillion Tanagers Live Ticket TV.
Birds like tanagers are great at flying out of the way to miss your car. Deer and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Welcome back to the Birdcage. 50.2 seconds to play here in the season opener for the defending champions, the Vermillion Tanagers, and Region 4A and DAC 12 foe, the Canton Seahawks. Thanks for tuning in. 56-51, again, your score. Tanagers will have the ball out of the timeout. Each team has one timeout left. You can see on our new scoreboard there. Added that thing this morning. Said, looks simple enough. I hope Spencer can run it, and sure enough, he can. When he remembers to.
It's true. The remembering is the name of the game.
Quickly up ahead, Wallen has it, 42. Again, about 15 seconds separate shot clock and game clock, and now a quick foul, and Roovers will go to the line as that is Jack's second foul, and now the 5th team foul. So it is 2 free throws for Taylor Roovers, who again was nicknamed the Mighty Mouse last season. According to the roster, grew an inch. Now listed at 5'5", the freshman guard.
Very bright future ahead. Just a freshman, already has. I mean, I've watched her every year I've been here. This is my 3rd year with live ticket.
I think 3rd year, yeah.
Seen her every year. Impressive stuff from Taylor.
Missed the second free throw, 14 points, 5 boards, 6 assists. 2 steals for her in the game, according to my unofficial stats. Inside, Vanderweerd up and under it, falls. 19 points for her in the ball game. And now Casey Hansen gets it. She will get fouled again. Just a 4-point ball game here in the birdcage. Cameron Skiles, it's her second. So Hansen will go to the free throw line, shoot a pair. Free throws very important, especially late in the game. We saw him struggle early, especially in that first quarter and then in that third. See if they can't turn that around. First one is good for Casey Hansen. First time she's scored since the third quarter, but she has 19 points again. Had 15 in that third quarter to lead all scoring. Second free throw is good. Now 2 Tanagers with 20+. Brooke Jensen and Casey Hansen. 6-point lead, 59-53. Shot clock is off. Trying to look inside again. Pass inside to Vanderweerd. Tipped away by Brooke Jensen. Now 12.5 to go.
Yeah, it's got to be a quick 3 here. I mean, Vanderweerd can only do so much inside. It's going to have to be a 3-point shot. You're down by 6. Got to be 2 threes because Vermillion's able to shoot 2.
Up top to Oakland. Inside Vanderweerd, and she bobbled it, but she was fouled, so she'll go to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. Fouls on Jensen, now her third. First free throw is good for Jenna Vanderweerd. Now 20 points for her in the ball game. 5-point deficit, 59-54. Second free throw is good, 21 points. Full court pressure applied. They get it into Roovers, quickly fouled, 8.8 now on the clock. Third foul on Jax. Still a 4-point game again. Andrew Stephenson still has that final timeout in his back pocket. First free throw is good for Roovers. 15 in the ball game now for her. Second one is also good, now 16 in the ball game. 7-6 to shoot. Oakland pull up, partially blocked by Roovers. Vanderweerd grabs the board and lays it in. Now a timeout called by Coach Stephenson with 0.8 seconds. And I believe they're going to talk about potentially adding more time. We'll see about that. Again, 61-57 is your score here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you know, it might as well try. Might as well.
That was Stephenson's last timeout, so he is now out. I believe they're going to add some time. Yep, they're going to add 0.2 seconds, so we're now at 1.0, right. 61-57. Again, next game for the Vermillion Tanager girls will be at the Mitchell Colonels in the Corn Palace. We'll have that one on Live Ticket TV. Mitchell Colonels Live, part of the Live Ticket TV family. Next action for us on Vermillion Tanagers Live, the boys will travel to Sioux Falls Lutheran. Tip-off at 7:30, pregame at 6:45 on Friday. Myself and Spencer Buley have that game covered like a blanket. As we look at quickly scores from around the state of South Dakota, there's only one other Class A game, has not even started. Quickly up ahead to Roovers, and the buzzer will sound, and that is how the game will end. 61 57. A Tanager team that at one point in this ball game was down 20-4 early in the second quarter. They climb all the way back, and they get the final win, 61-57. Tanager will move on 1-0 on the season, 1-0 at home, 1-0 in the region, 1-0 in the DAC-12. Got to give a lot of credit to the Canton Seahawks hanging in there after getting that big lead, then losing that big lead, and they stayed with it the entire time. Again, 61-57, your final score. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it's the post-game show here on Vermillion Tanagers Live Ticket TV. Myself, Spencer Buley, post-game stats and analysis, as well as we'll be joined by a player and head coach, John Brooks. That's on the way next after this quick break. Vermillion Tanagers Live Ticket TV.
Hey, kid.
Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. Their specialty, 6x6 front discharge mixer trucks that allows for better placement of concrete and ease of use. Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment offers the highest quality of concrete products and aggregates, and also a full-service dealer for Logon equipment featuring telehandlers, excavators, and ASV track skid loaders for purchase or rent. Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment, East Highway 50, Vermillion.
CoreCares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. CoreCares, proudly serving our community.
Jensen Kennels is your safe place to take your dog while you're away. They have over 7,000 square feet of indoor run space and outdoor play yards. They pride themselves in providing enrichment both mentally and physically for all types of dog. And speaking of size, Jensen Kennels can host any size of dog, from the smallest Boston Terrier to the largest Great Dane. To find out the full services Jensen Kennels offers, check out their website and Facebook pages. Next time you need your dog to stay in a safe, fun environment, make it Jensen's Kennels.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Welcome back, Vermillion Tanagers Live Ticket TV, your home of all things Tanager athletics. Your final score from inside the birdcage, 61-57 in favor of the Vermillion Tanagers. Again, Tanager team that was down at 1 point, 20-4 early in that second quarter. They climb all the way back, get the win, 61-57. Your final stats. First for the Canton Seahawks, they were led by Jenna Vandeweer, the senior center, 23 points, 13 rebounds in the contest for her. Other scoring, Cameron Skiles also in double figures, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Jordan Reed, 12 points, 4 rebounds. Vela Jacks just 3 points in that first quarter. Bryn Oakland, 3 points late, and Caliana Halverson had 2 to round out their scoring. Canton scores 17 in the first, 9 in the second, 10 in the third, and 11 in the fourth. Their total of 57 points. Again, they will drop to 0-1 on the season. For the Vermillion Tanagers, they were led in scoring by Brooke Jensen, 22 points, 9 rebounds, and an assist for her. Casey Hansen, 20 points and 3 boards. Again, she had 15 points in that third quarter, all from deep. Taylor Ruvers, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals. Maya Halverson with 2 points and 3 boards. Madigan Wallen with a board. And Amara Thomas with a free throw in that second quarter. Toronto, they're scoring at 61. Vermillion had scored 4 in the first, 20 in the second, 23 in the third, and 14 in the fourth quarter. For their total of 61, Tanagers will go to 1-0 on the season. Their next action, again, will be Friday at the Corn Palace as they take on AA, the Mitchell Colonels. As I turn it over to my broadcast partner, Spencer Buley. Spencer, a couple thoughts from you quick as we're waiting for our post-game interviews. Really, the tale of between the first quarter and the other three. I mean, Vermillion did not look like the same team. Really, neither did Canton. I mean, Vermillion overcame a lot especially late in that second half.
Yeah, well, I mean, we mentioned it all broadcast. It was definitely opening night. There are some little things that both of these teams will want to clean up. Turnovers, maybe the free throw shooting, just kind of some silly mistakes here and there. But, I mean, overall, Cole, really good game for both of these teams. Vermillion able to come out. I'm not going to lie, Cole, had me a little bit nervous in that first quarter. Kind of some questions about, is Vermillion truly the number one team in the state, voted that way in the media poll. Kind of some speculations, lost some upperclassmen that were very important. But overall, I mean, the response, I think, is really important. You may look at this game and go, well, they only won by 5, or 4, that is. But it's the response, to me, that matters. Sometimes you get off to a slow start. Even if you're the number one team in the state, you're not going to win every game by a blowout. This was a great game, a really great season opener for them as far as finding out kind of who they are, who their offense is going to revolve around. Great performance, of course, Casey Hansen, Taylor Ruvers, Brooke Jensen. We knew it was going to unfold that way. They had to rely on their big three. The big three came through. As for Canton, you cannot hang your head after this loss. You just came in and battled to the wire, down to literally the last second with the number one team in the state. Great performance out of Jenna Vandeweerd, Cameron Skiles, Jordan Reed. I mean, overall, a team performance from them. I thought the defense played really well. Lots of positives to take away from both of these teams.
You talk about a little bit of the pressure. Obviously, number one coming in, we're going to ask them here in our post-game interviews, one, if they even knew about it, and two, if that really affected them. I think that's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I doubt it played into the 17-4 or even the 20-4 deficit. It might be a good question to ask, but still waiting on our post-game interviews. Again, your final score, 61-57 in the season opener. And Vermillion, the defending state champs, they go 1-0 at home, 1-0 in the DAC-12, 1-0 in Region 4A. And that's really what matters for those seed points as well. And you talk about the big three, as Heath just tweeted out the final stats. Brooke Jensen, 22 points. Casey Hansen, 20, and Taylor Ruvers, 16. I have a feeling we're hearing a lot of their names. How important is it for those three players specifically to really, I mean, you can't really afford to have an off night too far. I mean, how important is it to really keep that momentum going?
It's huge. I think a lot of people who follow Vermillion Tanagers basketball were expecting this type of performance from those three, but that's hard to live up to. Of course, they're great players and they're star players, realistically, in the DAC-12 conference, but that's expectation. That weighs a lot on players, especially as you hear about it all throughout the offseason. What kind of team is this Vermillion Tanagers team going to be? It's a lot of it is riding on your performance if you're Casey, Taylor, or Brooke. All of them responded so well. This is such a huge momentum builder to kind of just relieve some of that pressure, take a deep breath, and say, okay, we got this. We've established ourselves. We know who we are. We can take this the rest of the way.
As we just got the final shooting stats as well emailed to us. Shout out to Jody Zeller down there on the scorers table for giving us the stats. First for the Canton Seahawks. They shot in the game. See if I can do some quick math. 41.2%, 21 of 51 in the game, 41.2. They were 26.3% from deep, 5 for 19 for them in the game. And from the free throw line, they were 10 of 13 for 76.9%. Bryn Oakland did not come out of the game. She totaled a she tallied a total of 32 minutes. For the Vermillion Tanagers on the other side of the field, 36.4% shooting overall. 20 for 55 in the ball game for them. Again, 36.4%. Total three-pointers in the game, 36%. 9 of 25. 25 three-pointer shot. They made 9 of them for 36%. And just 60% from the free throw line. And that total was 12 of 20 for those 60%. Again, score by period, Canton 17, 9, 10, and 21 for 57. Vermillion 4, 20, 23, 14. In the ball game, again, your final score, 61 to 57. Rebounds were even at 35 apiece. Assists and turnovers were pretty even as well. Canton with 19 turnovers in the game. Vermillion with 13. I believe that was the big difference in the game here tonight, Spencer. Any big numbers also that point out that really stick out to you?
Just the three ball. I mean, the three ball was really the difference maker tonight for Vermillion. Obviously, Casey Hansen shot it so well, but I mean, Canton, they opened the doors shooting the lights out. I believe it was Jordan Reed who came in and immediately was 3 for 4 from behind the arc and established that this was going to be a fairly high-scoring game. Three ball, that's all I got, Cole. I mean, that was a very, very impressive game for these two teams to open the season that well from behind the arc.
Again, Jordan Reed started off, like you said, 3 for 4. Cameron Skiles in there as well, had a couple big threes in that game for Canton. Like you said, the response. Vermillion was down quite a bit, and one time might have even lost the crowd a little bit. Then they come back, get it really close at halftime, 26-24. Casey Hansen, the big story of the third quarter, 15 points all from deep for her. Can't let her get hot, and she was hot. She did not miss.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much they worked on the three ball in the offseason. I don't know how much of a focus it's going to be going forward. Obviously, facing a zone defense, a three ball, a little bit more open. Canton came out in the 2-3, switched to a 3-2 later on to try and prevent that three-pointer from being shot. Didn't really work. I mean, you just got to give Casey Hansen so much credit for shooting the lights out tonight.
We're going to step aside when we come back. Interviews, hopefully, and some final notes and a score from around the state, as there's only one that is being reported. So when we come back, we're going to get you that score and hopefully an interview with Coach John Brooks. That's on the way next for Vermillion Tanagers Live Ticket TV.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Winter inspection programs are starting now at all 9 of our Grosenberg Implement locations in South Dakota, Nebraska, and Wyoming. With harvest winding down, get your name on the list and have your equipment inspected and ready for next year. Put it on your John Deere multi-use account and get benefits of no payment, no interest programs for those that qualify. Then you can rest easy in 2025. Grosenberg Implement, where service is the other half of a great product. Go to grosenberg.com for complete details.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
As we welcome you back inside the Birdcage post-game interviews, first with, you could argue, one of the 3 star players for the Vermillion Tanagers, joined now by senior guard Casey Hansen. And Casey, we're going to take a step back from this game, not even really focus on this one yet. Just kind of preseason leading up to this, how excited were you to finally get back out there on the court today?
Yeah, we were all pumped. We couldn't wait to get back out here, especially after the last month or so, just doing open gyms and practicing. We were ready to play somebody other than ourselves at practice.
You know, obviously coming in defending champions in Class A, preseason #1. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, according to the media. I mean, did that really affect you kind of coming in your practices this season, knowing that you guys will probably have a target on your back for a majority of the season?
Yeah, I think it made our expectations that much higher. I mean, our coaches do a good job of trying to hide that preseason stuff from us, trying to take some of that pressure off. But, yeah, our goals and expectations are the same as last year. So we've been working hard to get back to that point, hopefully.
And obviously for you, didn't really get to see the floor a whole lot last season with the knee injury. How did it feel just for you to get back out there, especially to open up the season on the home floor and hit, quite a few big shots?
It's awesome. I'm just so grateful to be back out there because, last season I really didn't know if I was going to get to play at all. So then every game last season I was just grateful to be out there, just happy to be back with my teammates. So this season I'm definitely super happy and blessed to be back out there 100%, feeling like myself again.
And that was, we kind of get into this game, obviously early. The shooting struggles really prominent, almost down 20 points going into that second quarter. What was the message from Coach Brooks? Just kind of calm you guys down, almost down 20 points?
Yeah, we're just trying to settle in. We're really focused on defense and rebounding this season, and then as we saw tonight, our offense will come if we can defend and rebound, and we struggled with that first quarter. So then when we locked in defensively and started getting more rebounds, then things started to fall into place for us.
And obviously for you, the big quarter was the third quarter, 15 points in that third quarter, all from deep. How good was it to see the first one go in and then just keep going after that?
It felt good. It's obviously nerve-wracking starting a new season, not knowing how things are going to go, but my teammates got me in good spots, and I was able to get them that assist. So that was awesome that they were able to find me and give me good passes there.
Obviously the big win, 61-57, the final score. Now, you guys during the week look ahead to Mitchell at all on Friday? You guys started a game plan from them, or you guys just one game at a time?
We're just going one game at a time. Obviously we're excited to play a big AA school like that. We've never played them before, at least I haven't in my career, so that's exciting to play somebody new. This week at practice we'll definitely start scouting them and get ready for that game.
Well, Casey, congratulations on the win. 1-0 on the season. Good luck on Friday.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, Casey Hansen, senior guard for the Vermillion Tanagers, and perfect transition as head coach John Brooks joins us here on the pregame show. Let him get situated as he's been running around, took his time in that post-game locker room conversation, and now he's with us here on Vermillion Tanagers Live, the post-game show. Coach, kind of ask you similar questions of what I just asked Casey. Obviously coming in preseason, defending state champs, media poll just came out, voted number 1 in the state according to the media poll. Obviously targets are on your back. Do you change anything the way the way you practice, the way you prepare, knowing these teams are gunning for you?
I think that's the big thing. You just try to keep it as normal as possible. And we just had the conversation with the girls afterwards. In the back of my mind, I was a little more nervous for this game because, one, I knew Canton was a lot better than people thought. Van de Weert is very, very good inside. And number 2 is we stepped on the floor tonight and played 7 kids, and 4 of them, it was their first meaningful varsity minutes of their life. And it's different. And then on top of that, you put those kids in that situation, and you got the target of being the number 1 team in the state in your back. So a lot of pressure coming in. You could feel it early in the game. Even from our 3 returners, Taylor, Brooke, and Casey, were just not themselves that first quarter. But really, really happy with the way the girls responded. And, you got all that pressure on you. Everybody's leading up to this thing. You kind of get hit in the mouth right away. And to be able to respond the way we did during the second and third quarter was nice to see.
Yeah, you talk about that response, just 4 points there in that first quarter, came back from nearly 20 down. Was there any schematic things you changed? Or is it just the girls going out there and saying, all right, we just got to see one go in, kind of calm down a little bit here in the birdcage?
Yeah, it was really no schematic. The main thing was we needed to move the ball in offense against our zone. We were going way too quick early. We were putting Madigan in bad spots on the baseline, just throwing to on the baseline before the defense was moving. And once our girls felt it a couple times and got some ball reversals and got the ball to spots and saw the shots that we were able to start getting in the second quarter, once they felt that, I think they really settled in. So, like I said, I think a lot of it was just that first quarter pressure and nerves, and once we got past that, we played a lot better.
And we talked about it on the broadcast quite a bit. Your big 3 in Hansen, Roovers, and Jensen, almost 60 points combined. How good was it to see them really kind of relax after that start and just kind of get into their own rhythm, especially Casey Hansen in that third quarter? Yeah, and we needed them to. We kind of got after them in the first quarter, as this thing's going the wrong way. Those 3 kids, those are the ones they gotta turn it around for us and settle everybody else down. So we needed them to start making some shots. They did. I'm really happy with the way Brooke battled on defense on the inside. She blocking shots. She was rebounding, doing a lot of good things there. In case she shot it really well again tonight. And obviously, last thing you want to see is Taylor Roovers with 2 fouls in the first quarter. And once she had to go out, we were already down. That was not a great situation. But she got out of the first half with only 2, and then we were just kind of able to turn her loose and let her do her thing in the second half, which was nice. Friday, you head up to Mitchell, play in the Corn Palace against the Mitchell Colonels. Again, I remind you, last time you played up in Mitchell was a 3-point shooting contest against Mount Vernon Plankington. How excited are you and your team to get up there, play in that big venue in the Corn Palace?
Yeah, so many positives that can come out of it. Get to play the Corn Palace, big venue, which we want to be in, and then you get to play a great team like Mitchell on their home floor. And what a great opportunity early in the year to go compete and keep seeing where you're at. And, we don't want to go backwards. We don't want to – we're telling the girls we're going to – hopefully the competition just keeps coming at us, and we'll keep competing and see it's all about improvement. We're going to try to get through these first 5 games before the Christmas break, see where we're at, and then we'll readjust and go from there.
One final question. Kind of step away from high school basketball, NFL. How about the Minnesota Vikings this year? 11-2, proving everybody wrong.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not a Vikings fan, so I'm not too happy to see that. Actually, talking about failing, I am probably the fan of the biggest failure of the year this far, outside the Jets. I'm a Niners fan, and it has been ugly. So I've kind of zoned out from the NFL season. I'm just hanging on to my Michigan Wolverines beating Ohio State that last game and just hanging on that for the football season.
They had to rub it in a little bit. I'm 11-2. Heath's Eagles aren't doing very well. Spencer's Cowboys aren't doing very well. Your Niners aren't doing very well. But, again, Coach, big win, 61-57. Go celebrate. Good luck on Friday.
Okay, thanks a lot, Cole.
Again, head coach John Brooks of the Vermillion girls basketball team, 1-0 on the season, 61-57 with the win over region rival, the Canton Seahawks. That's going to wrap it up for us here on the post-game show from inside the Birdcage. I've been Cole Larsch. That's been Spencer Buley. We thank you for tuning in. Again, our next action will be up in Sioux Falls Lutheran on Friday for the boys' season opener. Pregame 6:45, tip-off at 7:30. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your evening.